car and starts it up and tries to ram through the garage door so he can get out. Wow.
So now,
Holly wasn't home.
If I heard the stuff correctly, I'm to the point now when I'm watching this, other than new information, I just don't want to watch it no more because it's just kind of redundant. Okay? Wasn't there 2 cops in that school?
Probably. There's cops in every school.
Well, no, but it's a sprawling campus.
It's huge.
It's huge.
There's high schools, middle schools, everything's there.
With an active shooter, it's so easy to look back.
You got
but when
3
you're there,
minutes.
those cops don't even know which kids could be bad and which
Well,
ones
let's
are
face
good.
it, no, they don't, because this guy got out by putting his hands up and going out with 50 other kids.
Right.
And
So what do you think,
kids
guys?
didn't
Death penalty?
point them out.
Absolutely.
Isn't that fine?
They probably didn't
totally
know.
agree.
What?
He probably went to a different floor and went out a different door.
Of course, death penalty. I mean, that's first.
I don't know if Florida's got death
They
penalty.
got to build schools different. They got to build them more like colleges where they're not sprawling, they're just buildings.
Yeah, but,
So you can secure it somehow.
Yeah, in and out.
You can secure it somehow.
We
You can't
have
have,
no way to do
35
it's like
entrances
any,
and then try to
it's like
protect
any
it.
kind
No,
of
you're absolutely right.
public building. Hospitals.
No, you try to get into a
Get a
fucking
gun into
court.
a courthouse.
You try to get
Oh,
into
yeah.
that federal building downtown. When I
Yeah.
went to see Eiley, it's multiple
So we
layers.
make schools, we lock down schools.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because you
many
can't
shooters.
react to that.
Absolutely.
You got
Why
3
do these
minutes of
fucking
shooting.
cowards go to schools?
Yep.
Actually, the newer schools built, now that you say that, the elementary ones are generally ones that pop up in the neighborhood.
Son of a bitch!
There's only 1 or 2 entrances.
Well, you know what? It's going to be fucking fixed after this show. I'll tell you that.
What?
I'm getting 1 ear only, and if they
that's
don't
right.
fix it.
I can't believe that the other 2 aren't bitching about it, though. Are you sure it's not your headphones?
This worked good.
You're positive it's not the headphones.
I understand,
It's
but
not the headphones,
this is a long extension cord.
No, I know, but
Okay.
he can't talk to me on that.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, I understand that completely. He can't talk to me.
Okay,
And then-
all right.
Different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments designed to help reduce substance abuse. No
I think
more
a cop should have an
no more
AR.
denials. Get the help you need.
All the doors locked. This is what I tell the show. All the doors locked. Only the front doors open. Cops got an AR right there.
I'll guarantee it'll be fixed.
Well, I don't know if you need to show a weapon right there.
But you think,
Well,
to
I
me,
mean,
you got to
anyone that
stop
wants
the
to come
weapons.
into school with a weapon, if they see a cop there that he's unarmed,
Yeah.
he has no chance.
Yeah, but they don't care about chances. To me, you got to stop the weapons from getting into the school. Once they're in the school, it's over.
And you know what the
metal
problem,
detector.
even the problem still is, no matter what we change in any scenario we just said, if someone really wants to pull it off and they're smart, they're still going to pull it off.
Oh, true. Did you already turn it?
Remember how lucky we were on Columbine, meaning those bombs didn't go off? Those fuckers had bombs.
I am your consumer advocate. We solve problems, we answer questions, we take complaints, or give me someone. And we do it well. We've recovered millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. And we'll do it for you. 303-713-TALK. Just one. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans. Listen, what we do is solve all kinds of consumer problems, but on Friday, we try to concentrate on cars. Now, that doesn't mean you can only call with a car problem. It doesn't mean we're only going to talk about cars. You can call about anything, but we have an emphasis on cars, and that's why we have our experts in. Mark Wachowski from Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair, and Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. And speaking of Ideal Home Loans, for your next Ideal Home Loan, they are direct mortgage lenders. That means if you're going to buy a house, if you're going to refi, you go direct to the ones who underwrite and loan their own money. They cut out the middleman. The great part about Ideal is the interest rate guarantee. If you're afraid of interest rates right now, it doesn't matter. You're afraid you're going to get stung and they're going to go back down. It doesn't matter because they have a 2-year interest rate guarantee. If rates go down,
over the next 2 years by just 0.75%, they will refinance you free of charge. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Speaking of real estate, Frank Duran, the real estate man, is on fire. I got another testimony about him today saying, I cannot believe this man. He listed my home, sold it within days. You think it's the market? No. My neighbors have homes for sale. About the same exact house. We're in a group community, but he got performance. Why? Because he's proactive. He doesn't just put up a sign. He does that. That's what he does. And he then never holds you to a long-term contract because he wants you to be satisfied. 303-920-1622, and you can always get him at frankduran.therealestateman.com. Debbie says her Kia is under warranty, and she needs to get some things fixed. Is that right, Debbie?
Yes, it is.
What's going on?
Well, I purchased my car in 2012, was on a road trip up through Idaho, Oregon. My car broke down. My car's currently in Medford, Oregon, with a blown engine, and this started on November 26th.
So how many miles on this car?
It has 82,000.
82, and it's still under warranty?
Yeah, that vehicle's going to be
100,000.
It's 100,000 or 10. Is it like the
yeah, it's 100 or 10 years just on the powertrain.
Correct.
Okay, so the engine, what happened to it?
The lower engine bearings went out on it.
Okay, that should be covered.
Are they arguing it was Star for Oil, or what are they saying?
No, they haven't said anything. They just said that, yep, the engine's
okay,
blown.
So what do you want?
Well, this is November 26th, and I still don't have my car fixed.
How long has it been? Months.
It's been months, and...
They're not telling you anything, though. Are they denying it? Are they saying they're going to cover it? They're waiting for a part? You must know something.
They are waiting for parts. But I still don't have any estimate as to when it's going to be. They keep telling me every time I call.
Do you have a rental or a borrower?
I do have a rental, but it's costing me $750 a month.
Yeah, Jesus.
That I'm paying
But see, if they're waiting for parts, Mark, that implies that they're going to actually fix the engine.
No, they're going to fix it. I don't think they're going to.
But they're going to replace the engine. They're just going to replace it. They're not going to replace bearings.
Yeah, it's going to be under warranty.
Right, so they're waiting for an engine.
What's the point?
Well, maybe it takes a day or two to get it.
Okay.
It's been 3 months.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They might. I don't know what they're going to do on it, Mark.
Right?
Maybe they are going to rebuild it.
They're not going to do that under a factory warranty. They're just going to. Well, because the dealership doesn't have the capability of machining a crankshaft and replacing bearings.
Lori, I don't know what you want us to do. You want us to figure out what? Like if it's normal, usual, if it's because if they're fixing it, they're fixing it. I don't know what to say. I know it's a long time, and we can find out. Did you call the dealer themselves?
Oh, I have called the dealer, and I've called
the dealer, where
Irvine.
it's sitting. What is your latest, what was the last time you talked? What did they say?
It would probably be March, April, when parts are going to be shipped.
Well, then you got it then. You got the answer. I mean, when you buy a car, you're subject to parts availability, and they're not hurting you as far as like just you. They're not.
She's spending $7. Why aren't they covering the rental though?
That was my idea.
Because that's not covered, Mark. That's not covered.
Well, anytime I've had a problem with my Hyundai, I always get a loaner of some sort.
What? That's because First of all, that's the dealer doing that. No manufacturer could afford to be in business if they had to replace cars during warranty repair. Let's just be realistic, okay? No one can do it. Now, dealers, you go to them all the time, or if they know you, they're going to take care of you. However, even a dealer, Mark, I would say, if you truly had an engine blown, I don't know if they would do that for 3 months or 4. Now, maybe they would.
She could be looking at 6 months. How about if this was a refrigerator or something? My God, you got to go out and buy another one just to cover it.
Mark, I don't like it.
Who's the dealer?
I don't like it, but that's the way it is. That's truly the way it is. By the way, I don't know what to do. They're taking care of it.
I want to call the dealer.
Well, you can call the.
Who is it?
Where is your dealer?
Peak Kia.
Okay, so you're going to call the dealer and say, Peak Kia, you should buy her a rental for the rest of...
I'm going to say, why is it taking 6 months?
Well,
is Kia such a piece of crap company at this point? Mark, it takes 6 months to get something?
I'll bet you a Hyundai engine would take at least... To get an engine from the factory, what do you think? 2 months?
I would call Kia and order a motor for that car and see how long it takes.
Okay, why don't you have someone from your shop call to see how long?
Yeah, if they can get the VIN number, I'll do it.
Go on. Don't even get
Suzanne, get the VIN number from her.
To look up a motor.
You got to have the VIN.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, we do have Dave Anders. Now, let me explain this. He is going on the air as promised. He did a job or was hired to do a job, and over the course of several weeks, this woman wrote him checks totaling $68,000. We went out and inspected the job. We had our expert go look at the job. They say, if you gave him credit for everything, now, there is a dispute as to whether it has to be redone, but if you gave him credit for everything, it may come to $10,000 worth of work.
But let's not forget that roof is being held up by a interior wall.
Again, Mark, I am saying if we give him credit.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have to be redone, there's about $10,000 worth of work.
Arguably.
We only have one issue here, and that is he stopped communicating with her, and then he hinted that he is into this job for around $68,000.
Not only did he hint, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he told you, Dan. I mean, did he say he used in fact, he said that to me.
Yeah, that's what he
as he was dropping the F-bomb and every other
I
derogatory crap he was doing.
We're going to let bygones be bygones right now, because all I want to do is get this thing solved. And here's where we're going with it. We've been in touch with the district attorney, and they are very interested in the Contractors Trust Act because it seems to be egregious this time. And in Colorado, when you take money for a job, that money must be used for that job. You cannot spend that money elsewhere. If you do, it can rise to the level of a crime.
And he's saying that he bought materials.
Let
he
him
said
talk,
that, well, we
right?
will, but he's saying he bought materials, and I want everybody to know when I was there, none of those materials were there. Anything that was done on that job, she provided receipts from her Home Depot card for the lumber.
Now, I promise he can talk, and we're not going to interrupt him. Now, we may ask questions, and Dave, go ahead. It's your microphone.
Hello?
You're on the air, sir. We're waiting to hear your side of the story.
Ask your question.
If you're listening to the radio, it's going to confuse you because there's a delay. There's a
delay.
Okay, good. Okay, basically, okay, let's get right down to it. She paid you a series of checks totaling $68,000. How much work do you feel you've done there, complete with labor and materials?
Well, let's get to the fact the contract is still open.
Okay.
I mean, let me ask you, do you know why I have stopped work there?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Why?
They ran into problems. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
And I told you, and I told
I want you to talk.
Yelling at me, I am.
Okay.
I told you, and I told the gentleman who called me yelling off air, both the same thing. Work on the job stopped because the foundation had sunk in an addition that was done 50 years ago on the home. That foundation was 12 inches wide by 12 inches tall. The foundation had sunk 6 inches, and I can't put a kitchen in on a foundation that sunk 6 inches.
All right, Dave, by the way, I agree.
The whole addition is going to fall down.
I agree.
So, okay, so then...
But hold on, but here's the problem. According to this woman, you just stopped communicating. That was the number one problem.
Absolutely not. I've got my communications. I mean, I've got records of it.
But let's just say...
Let's not. This is, I mean, you want facts. Now, I understand that.
Well, hold on, Dave.
I think you do good things with people.
Dave, that's good. We've already established, and I believe you. I believe you about the foundation. You don't have to go on. Let's say now...
She has to repair that. Like I told her, I can't finance it. I can't pay for that.
That's right.
I can't continue work on that job.
That's right.
Until that... Okay, then stop saying that's right and let me finish, please.
Because you don't have to complete... We know you don't have to drive the nail in. It's already driven in. The foundation is inadequate. That is not what is at issue. If she can't... No, it is. Let me tell you why. If she can't afford to go on, or if she...
contract.
But here's the deal. You still are not allowed to keep money for work you haven't done, whether you have a contract or not.
The money's a deposit.
$68,000? Do you have the money? Do you have the money in trust?
At me, please.
Dave, you're not answering questions. Do you have the money in trust? 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 Dave, you're tap dancing. Do you have the money in trust? Do you have the money in trust?
You're stupid.
Do you have the money in trust? Okay, Dave, you know what?
We're going to track you down. We're going to put you out of business.
You are. You don't have the money. You are a jerk, and you think you're going to get on here and tap dance. You're not. I want facts. Where's the money, buddy? Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Okay, this guy is such an idiot. You will lose your living. We are putting you out of business. Where is the money? Where is it? Where's the money? When you're in jail, you're going to have to answer. Where's the money? Where is it?
How productive it is.
Listen, what an idiot.
How productive it is.
You are an idiot. Do you realize people are listening? Give this guy's number out. Give it out. Let's just.
Give it out.
I think
because half the people that call me support me.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Hey, who does
this reminds me of the Eccles syndrome.
They want to hire you because you took 68 grand. You are such an idiot. Here's the deal. Where's the money?
I hope Chad's listening, whose house you're at right now, you idiot.
Where is the money? Yeah, and what did Chad say?
Yeah, what did Chad say? Now that you're working and you took half his money up front, you bum.
You are such an... Dave, where is the money? Where's the money?
Who's going to do the plumbing and electric in his place? You going to pull a permit, or you going to do it yourself and fumble through it?
Where's the money, Dave? You don't have it. You spent it. Where'd you spend that money? Where did you spend it? You will not address the main issue. Under the Contractors Trust Act, under the Contractors Trust Act, you have to keep that money in trust. Under the Contractors Trust Act, you have to put that money in trust. We're going to sue you, and we're going to come after you criminally. Your number is 720-338-9018. Now, here's the deal. If people hate my guts, if they think he's right, give me a call. This man took $68,000. He said he had to stop because of an inadequate foundation. Even if that is true, it might be true, it probably is. That doesn't mean he gets to keep the money. That is the point. You moron! 720-338-9018 is his number. He says half the people that call are in favor. Here's what I want to hear. One person who agrees that this man should keep $68,000 from a woman who has hardly any money left to finish. That was for a complete job. Let's say the foundation is inadequate. Does he keep that money? What if now that contract cannot be completed? Does he keep $68,000? Now, the man that he's working for right now, I feel sorry for you. Now, I know what you're doing. You're going to soft talk him because you're so deadly afraid he's not going to finish. But I'm telling you that you don't have any, there is not one satisfied customer of Dave Anders. Dave Anders is a leech. Dave Anders is a parasite on society. He makes money off of the pain and misery of others. 720-338-9018. I want his phone to ring off the wall where he has to change his number, and then we're going to do it again, because these scumbags should not be allowed to be in business. Not at all. He's ripping people off. He is a criminal, in my opinion. That's 720-338-9018. And he says half the people are in favor. I want one person to call me and defend this man. One person, and I promise you, you'll have a free microphone, because this moron can't do it. So maybe you can explain why he should keep $68,000. Would you like that? What if you hired him and you paid him 68 grand? He said it's a deposit. Then what? And he said that, which he admits is a deposit. That means it must be put in trust. Now, $68,000 is down. Let's say you come across a problem, no matter what it is, a foundation, something. You can't go on. Should he be paid for what he does and then move on, or should he keep all of it? His contention is he should keep all of it. The contract is still open. He thinks he's going to sidestep. Your ass is going to be in court if I have to finance it myself. 720-338-9018, because you are a moron. You are a waste of skin.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
It has not been an easy drive traveling out of the tech center today. Earlier crashes northbound I-25 at Washington and Evans, they're gone. But now we've got a possibility.
I bet you it's not even $2,000 worth of work he did. He's just saying it's less than.
I know. No, the problem is, here's the problem. The work that he did do, even if you give it $10,000, it comes done right.
Oh, wow. We got to get him. And we'll trade him for
Chemansky?
No. Attorney, we got to get him. A guy that always wants to trade. Oh. He'll do good. He'll do all right. This is a slam dunk. It's a violation of the Contractors Trust Act. We got to go after him. So this guy took off and cheaper in Europe. Didn't even put a tarp over that. He had the decking on, there was gas. They can protect it. They get first check in July.
After people are for it. Well, they always say that. Who else has said that? Everybody.
Everyone said it.
And then they come back 6 months later, well, you can't get a job. They can't get work anywhere.
After the show, we do nothing else. We're putting up him on the sleeves.
Yes, after the show.
You have the photo?
Yes.
Send it to me now. I'm going to get it started right now. Okay?
Yes.
This is not going to be.
He looks like,
well, he doesn't think so. I think he looks like Woody. That's a funny story. No, well, it's just because I just want to see in case there's somebody hanging out of my car. He's about 5'6", 5'7", kind of skinny. It's like some dirty blonde hair. Why is that skewed off? Is that because of the this is on Facebook right there, but the reason what's the name of this company? Anders Construction LLC. So that's. Who else is he screwed?
We've got a couple that are afraid that he's not going to finish. I mean,
that would be great.
I've got calls into him. I haven't got calls back from him.
Okay, no, but you can't hear me, because I can hear them both now.
Well, you hear Bill there. What you heard from Bill is 3 times what you normally get in 6 days.
I'm so pissed.
Are you sure it's not the headphone?
Mark, it's not. Okay, here's why. Works.
Yeah, see, they have to replace this one. I think they're all going out. And I'm just going to email those guys.
What are the email on that? Some of the pictures, the emails.
So, he did less than $10,000 worth of work, and work that he did still and stuff. What did he do, favor? It might be, someone that might be able to say, and you have to say, what do you do?
Half the people call say I should have paid her $68,000.
Here, tell me if you want me to jiggle something. No, I don't. It's what it is in the metal tab, right? The metal tab is, what's your metal? The metal tab is, I want to keep it ajar. Put it on.
Can you cut that off the logger for me, that first segment, Drew, please, and send it to me? I'm going to put that up as the code post.
The metal tab that touches one of the prongs, here's the way it is. When it's touching the right ear, the left ear is away, and when it's touching this one, the other one's away, so it can be one or the other. And what you have to do is just bend them in. Just bend them in.
Did you bend them in?
No, because that wastes your time.
Here's the other thing. He gave her the estimate on all this. So he missed the foundation to begin with. It happens all the time. But my point is, it's not like she said, hey, this is what I want done. He went out and basically said, here's what needs to be done.
No, that's true, but truly, if he discovered it. No, I get that. I don't know. My monitor's not working.
Did you go out to the house?
Yeah. Shit. My monitor's not working. We disconnected something in here that's not right. Want to you don't want to?
No. Is the power button on?
It's on. It has no setting. This thing. I didn't touch anything under there, but obviously. It goes in here. I don't want to this thing. It goes in at all. Well, because when you're going to put this in, the wires and the connectors here on this board. Oh, good. Yeah. this all this stuff? Okay, did you see the foundation? Does it look like it's sunk? Back from the top up there, it's got to see that going down and down. You gotta be careful on top of this. You see, it looks like she's going to get it there, put a towel in the line. No, this is actually the demolition on this. This is over a year revenue. Okay, so it's yes. KH Home Solutions for your home.
For your home, if you have, oh, my mouse is not working either. If you have a problem at home, just excuse us for a second. If you have a problem at home and you need windows, you need siding, KH Home Solutions is the company to call. KH Home Solutions has been in business more than 60 years, and they are the company that I trust for windows and siding, and a company you can trust to help you with any warranty work because they're so solid. KHWindows.com. You can make your own appointment. KHWindows.com. KHWindows.com. They did windows in my house many years ago, and they are fabulous. All right, let's talk. What's going on with Casey? Casey, what's happening? It's car day, and you want to talk about a motorcycle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I talked to you last Friday, and my fender was getting painted at a shop. The project started in August, and it still isn't done. And so I took your advice, and I talked to the shop owner, and I told him I wasn't going to pay for the paint because he can't match the paint.
No, if he can't match it, you shouldn't have to pay for what he can't match.
And he's still insisting that I pay for the paint.
Well, what are you talking about, pay for the paint? If he...
So there needs to be he's trying to match the back fender with the front fender.
I understand, but what does he mean you should pay for it? If he bought paint that doesn't match, and he wants you to pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't, come on, if we call
he called
right
last
now,
week.
If we call him right now, this guy's going to say, yeah, he should pay for it.
But he did do some paint work, right, Casey? It just doesn't match.
So yeah, it's the final layer that it won't match because there's three levels.
If I recall, Tom, what's in dispute is like $250, Casey.
It's like $133.
I'd get it picked up, and then let us call over there after that and try to get it back.
I'll do whatever you guys want. That's fine. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page.
I think worst scenario, he could get this in small claims, no problem.
But how far off is the paint? I mean, maybe the guy could just paint the whole thing and just have it all match.
Is it possible, Mark or Kevin, not to be able to match paint? Is that a possibility?
Sure, that's always a possibility.
It came out of the custom shop of Harley, right?
Yeah.
Now, it is possible, but you shouldn't be charged for it.
Yeah, and the thing is he went out and bought the first paint, and it didn't. He did some test samples, and it didn't match. So then, instead of talking to me about it, he went out and bought more paint to try and make it match again. And this is when I find out. So he didn't inform me on what was going on. Then I find out at the aftermath, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, here's the invoice for the paint."
Okay, we'll take care of it. We really will, Casey. You've done all that you can right now, truly.
Yeah, I really appreciate it because you guys do a great job.
Casey, we will hold on, and who has the follow-up information? We do have that, Mark. Yes, good.
Yeah, we have the.
Now, Debbie, I don't know what you're waiting to hear. We were going to try to. Oh, I know what we were going to do. We're going to try to find. Did you get the VIN number? Okay, well, all right. So I guess we need to get Debbie's VIN number so we can see how long it will take to get an engine. I thought we were doing that. Let's do that now. Yes.
Tom, her vehicle is in Oregon. It's not in Colorado.
That doesn't matter. None of this matters. We just need her VIN number.
Okay.
Well, yeah, see, we just
tell her it's on her insurance card or registration.
We just want to know if they're telling the truth. That's all we want to know. Are they telling her the truth about the length of time? Lori, what's going on with you, Lori?
Oh, hello, Tom.
Hi.
I just had, my husband and I are here. We have a question regarding a cell phone tower that is being put right smack dab on the street of our neighborhood.
You know what? No one wants them. Everyone uses them.
How about that one you and Suzanne went out to? Holy moly.
That's still there. There's nothing. I'm telling you, Weld County. Weld County, I'm just going to say this, colluded colluded. They literally conspired. The guy's name is Tom Parko or something. I don't have the notes in front of me. They on purpose did this, but here's what happened. They're supposed to notify people in a certain radius that a cell phone tower is going up. And then you have a chance for public comment. If you don't have a certain percentage of people in agreement, they can't do it. Therefore, they gave a mailing list to Verizon through the contractor. And the mailing list was to about 25 homes or something way on the outer limits. They did not send the letters to the closest up address. And they acknowledged all this. No, here's what they said. They said on the day that Verizon pulled the addresses from their software, on that day there was a glitch in the software. And since Verizon did everything they're supposed to, nothing can be done. Now, I'm going on record as saying, in my opinion, the Weld County planner is a liar. And they conspired. Now, whether he got paid or not, I don't know. But that cell phone tower went up. And if you're in Weld County, I would be concerned. Because that cell phone tower went up, and they said there's nothing we can do about it. And that cell phone tower is in violation of several other things. But they turned their back. Yet, I'll guarantee you, if you built a cover for your garage, a carport for your car, and it was 6 inches over the line or into the setback, those SOBs would be up your Snickers immediately getting you to tear it down. But will they do that to Verizon? No. And I fear that no matter what happens, these people on the planning departments are crooks. Now, as far as this is Weld County, I'm on the record. If you want to challenge me in Weld County, you tell me how on one day that can happen. Now, I didn't mean to lose you. I'm going to come back to you. Here's the other thing. The law does not say they must send letters to the people that are on the list. They say they must contact people with a certain radius. Now, why can Verizon say, oh, we didn't know? Now, you can look around and know there are more than 25 homes. So, you see, technically, it doesn't say they have to send it to the list provided by the county. It says they have to notify the people. So, they did violate, even if the software was wrong. The law doesn't excuse you. It says you have to contact the people. We have a lot more to talk about on the Troubleshooter Show. It's a very busy day, and I'll come right back to you. Do not hang up about that, because I want to know what's happening in your neck of the woods, okay? Art of Granite, if you want beautiful countertops and cabinets, Art of Granite in Mitch Valoria. He's a direct importer of stone, quartz, and other countertop material, plus a small markup. He deals directly with the manufacturer for cabinets. Call him up, get a price on the phone. You heard me right, a price on the phone. 303-386-5919, artofgranite.net. He will price it on the phone based on your measurements and photos, and then you go out to the showroom to get your custom edge sinks, cabinets, and your wholesale material, because he never charges more than wholesale for countertop material. He'll tear out and haul away everything free, and if you get the kitchen done, you get the bathroom free. 303-386-5919.
I told him to call it. I told him but we were going to fix your mouse for you. Okay, I don't really give a shit. I can't find your glasses. Okay, you know, they're in my briefcase. They are? I'll tell her where they are. Listen, I don't know what happened. I went under and I go back to find it, but I can't. It's so much fun. So when I first get your archive with David, okay, trying to start future, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Hold on. It's right here. Was it undone? Huh. I'm probably going to reset that ATR or that case. Listen, if you can't do it, I can move with my laptop. The necessary repair starts 720. You're not feeling the problem. Okay. I just thought I could plug it in, but I didn't.
didn't see anything I've done. So it's not obvious I'm not doing it. What county? What county is that lady? Okay. Yes, it's working, sir. I will not do that again. I think I pulled it. Thank you. Yeah, I need to cinch that. Can't come out again. By the way, just so you know, this is a very simple one too. It either works one year or the other, and I think the tabs just literally yeah, we were there. Yes, I just need to prevent the end because if you already have your lines broken out together. Listen. Oh, okay. I'm sure because if I do this, I get one year or the other. We've got to get. I want to get both of these. All the others are connected. So I can check on your down. You can set up a meeting with me on this table. Tom and I will both go down there. I'll ask her there. Tom will. And whenever they want next week, and I appreciate it. Getting this fucking guy off the street. I got 68 grand for this woman. He did virtually nothing. And now I want to get my contract out. You got to get a meeting with the DA. Oh, no, whatever you got to do to get that meeting. Who's that? Oh, Jefferson County. Oh, that's right. We want to talk about this call, right? This is the one I want you on in nonstop until we get there. Well, let me explain. I want to bring when you bring my glasses up, I'll explain more. There's just something, a keyword I want you to use when you call, okay? I want you to be on. Yes. Yeah, they're in that front patch. I put that front thing. But if you bring up my whole briefcase, I'll find them. Thank you. I don't need it now. I only need it because I was using it. I just realized that. Isn't it fun when the whole computer goes out there? I pulled this too much because it wasn't disconnected. It was my power was disconnected from the keyboard. Exactly. When I called Sanders and stuff, he said, yeah, people call me all over the country, and they want all telling me. Well, half of them want to hire. That's what I was thinking right before. It was a code violation with any more than about 6 inches off. Oh, you know, oh my God, they'd be hammering you. Oh my God. I know. I had that last shop I was building out, Denver Water, was killing me. Absolutely killing me. With the what's the water trap you got to put in? The sand trap. Oh my God, they were nitpicking to the point where the lids that would cover the sand trap in the parking lot were an 1/8 of an inch, or not even a 1/16 of an inch, different than the concrete. So I had to change it. I'm like, how does this affect anything in the world? Oh, can I get the Dave Anders segment, or I'll let it? I already got it coming. You got it. I emailed that stuff to me. We're on the exact same page. That's going to be a post. I'm going to just, I'll take that space. Yep. So, Mark, my question was, did you see how the foundation's still 12 inches? Did you see it? No. No, it never comes off. That's what I'm like. Take out the truss. Right. Mark, if I showed up to your house and said, I'm going to build an addition on your house for $150,000, give me $50,000 up front, you give it. Then I come back to you a week later and say, whoops, you got to spend another $100,000, which you don't have. You can't do it. I decide to keep your $50,000. That's what this guy is. Yeah, that's the point. It doesn't matter.
I'm getting sound is terrible to replay. I'm getting his mic sounds fuzzy on the air.
I mean, on Facebook?
I don't know if it's just on Facebook because I got an email on it too. So I don't know.
Ask the email and make sure it's not over the air.
See, Mark, what I'm getting to, right? So if it's in trust, the contractor can't use that money for anything else but that trust.
Correct, and he has no money.
Exactly. What I'm saying is...
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So a woman calls about a cell phone tower in Colorado Springs, and I related information about Weld County and about, I believe it's Tom Parko. I got to look it up. In my opinion, a lying, cheating crook, and conspired with Verizon, from what I can tell from my evidence, to make them compliant, meaning they were supposed to notify people, and just conveniently, on the very day they pulled the addresses, only a few addresses showed up, and coincidentally, all of those addresses were on the outlying areas of the cell phone tower, the people that would least object. But the people that were closest did not get notified, just coincidentally on that day only. And Tom Parco says, well, there's nothing we can do about it. But I said, you know what would Tom Parco say if I built a little garage or a storage shed 6 inches into my setback? What do you think he would say? Yeah, I'll tell you what he would say. He would say, tear it down. But no, they're not going to do anything. And Weld County, I would hope that somebody listening in Weld County government would say, we ought to look into this. Because Martino's got all, I would give you all my files, and I would let you talk to the people affected, but you won't, because you're all crooks, especially the commissioners. They probably, hey, attaboy, man, how much did you get from Verizon? How much? Did you get any money? Wow, really? No money. It just secretly they did something else for you? How did you get paid, or do you just want to suck up for when you're out of public life? I am so tired of crooks. I am so tired of it. It just makes me sick. And Weld County, if you want to start stacking crooks, Weld County would be right on the top. Yeah, and if you're in Weld County, I feel sorry for you. Try to build something and have it a few inches over the setback. But if you're Verizon, they're going to work with you. Okay.
I want to read something.
Lori, just Lori first. Lori, now, what happened? Did they have the notification for hearings, first of all, Lori? All right. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't bring her up. There you go, Lori.
One thing I wanted to say, too, is before the hearing started, one commissioner took out his cell phone, looked at the other commissioner, and said that the gentleman, because this is AT&T, not Verizon, that the gentleman from AT&T told him, I know you got one of these and you want it to work. And so at that point we thought, well, gee whiz, this is probably already in the bag.
First of all, let's get to this. I'm not going to assume that they're crooks because Weld County are crooks. I want to say this, though. Did they go through the proper procedure? Because if truly if they did not have any more objection than you, then they're fine. I mean, you know, we're not always happy with decisions. That doesn't mean it's crooked.
Well, what we had, and what my question is, is if we have a leg to stand on or if we're just hosed. So the few streets where they're putting the cell phone tower is a 55-foot tower right pretty much on a street, level with all of our
How tall is it?
55 feet.
Yeah, that's right in what requires the permit for a telecommunications tower.
Right. So we a couple of I know at least 3 streets got the notification.
It has to be a 500-foot notification.
I'm not sure how far they went on there. I'm not sure on that. We went to the meeting in January 8th, told the AT&T and the city planner we didn't want it. Got a petition of 77 people.
Okay, see, none of, Lori, I know, I really appreciate your detail, but none of this matters. Here's what matters, okay? You have to have a certain percentage opposed out of those who are in the area. So you have to do your homework. You get a map. The maps are set up where you can literally, with or Google Earth or any other map, you can go to the cell phone tower and draw a radius of 250 feet, which would give you the 500. Wait, is it a 500-foot? Yeah, so it would be a 500-foot radius, actually, 1,000-foot total. So if you go 500 foot from the center out and draw a circle, that would give you that radius. Then, then you need to figure out how many people within that area are opposed.
Opposed?
Yes. Now, what they did in Weld County was drew that circle, but conveniently, the names generated were only the outer names. Right. And the report generated 53 names. You could go out there and so easily see where there's more than 50 houses. It's a joke.
What would that percentage be of opposed?
I was looking in my notes while I was saying it. Suzanne, what was that again? If 30% were opposed, they could kill it. Was
It could be different in each area,
No,
too, though.
no, I mean,
right, Tom. It was
think
30%.
I think they adopted this statewide mark, but you're right. It could be different. It could be.
For example, I would assume in Franktown there's no tower going up.
Why?
I just don't think they can, but I don't know. I mean, I have no idea.
Okay, so I will say that you need to do your homework, and then do you believe, let's just get right to it. First of all, do you believe there's any kind of collusion going on?
Well, what my question
Everyone does. I was just curious. I don't.
But I don't know. I just when he approached the councilman, I thought that was more kind of just bad form to go up and wave and say, hey, you want your cell phone to work, like his cell phone wouldn't work, they didn't approve. But their appeal process, so only, and one of the councilmen did say...
By the way, hold on, Mark, I just wanted to say something. Mark, you are right. This is a Weld County code I'm reading from. But they were adopted from some kind of uniform code, Mark. But it could be that not every county follows it. Okay, keep going, Lori. So it may not be exactly the same for you, but get your El Paso County code and look for zoning permits for telecommunications towers. Okay, and then you'll find out. I think they're all going to be basically the same, but it could be a little different. All right, so keep going.
So the appeal process, we have 10 days because only one of the 6 voted that it shouldn't be where it was. But it says on the appeal process that appeal letters should be addressed to specific zoning code requirements.
Yeah, of course.
So I guess that's where I'm unclear. Is it for the zoning code, or do we have to fight that the location?
For zoning violations, first of all, it's a special permit, so it wasn't zoned for towers, right?
No, it's...
I mean, some areas you wouldn't even, it doesn't matter because it's zoned for crap, you know? It's just zoned for that. If yours is residential, they'd have to get a special use or a permit, okay? And I don't know what you're asking. So how do they violate it? Well, if they're getting a special use, they don't. You just have to show that by granting this special use or this permit, it's doing irreparable harm.
To property damage,
to everything,
or health,
to everything.
Or everything.
Yeah, you have to. That's right. Are they going to disguise it?
They're going to disguise it. They're going to make it look like, and that's what.
Well, that's good because they didn't even do that in Weld County because the crooks and Tom Parco and his gang, they decided they didn't even have to do that. So
But we're also concerned about, and there was an engineer there that in the 4 minutes we had. And we sent them information, the council members, with all the signatures, and also about the amount of electromagnetic waves that are, because they're not going over our house.
They're not going to look in. They're not looking into that. They're not going to. No. They don't care about EMR or the radiation, electromagnetic radiation. Lori, they label people like us who care about that. It definitely has an impact, but they don't look at it. The only time they look at it is if you are talking about extraordinary amounts where basically your teeth glow, or light up a fluorescent bulb without plugging it in. They're not going to look at it. So you have an uphill battle. But first, before you do anything, there's no sense talking. Go and get the procedures from your county, send them to me, and then we'll call you back. Suzanne, tell her where she can send all of that. 303-713-8255. I am so sadly behind in everything, so we have to take this quick break.
Switch me over, I'll run and get that back.
What was the deal in Weld County?
They put it on residential. Go down there and get right down. Smack. Is this on Boone?
Wow.
Right, yes.
Who owned the land they put
I can see how it is.
It was a substation for power.
Because they put one on the back of my neighbor's property at our shop, and we were joking, trying to communicate.
Well, he'll get paid for that.
Oh no, he gets paid real well.
You still?
Well, that's why we were out there negotiating through the fence. It's like
Tom Parcos,
we'll let you put an orange report. It's $5 a month to put a tower up.
Oh, really?
On the corner of his property.
But I don't know how much. I don't know how much is.
Yeah, it says 60.
My last shop, they offered me 900.
Yeah, they took
900.
They took 10 of his.
It wouldn't even cover the property taxes, and it blocked my sign, so it didn't make sense.
$5 grand a
Well,
month.
they fenced it off.
Okay.
You know, because they don't want you anywhere near
You want his,
$5 grand a month.
you want his address and phone number right here?
That's what I was taught. It says, come on over here.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I'll make you a better deal.
You know, we're just going back and forth. $2,500
Good vacation money there.
Did you see that email about the attorneys?
Windows, and they were the
What?
first.
No.
I'm talking to Suzanne, trying to get these, goddamn this thing.
Yeah, someone was gonna.
These
put one of
attorneys
those,
that,
big signs on my storage lot
specialize
property,
in,
you know, for advertisement, a big billboard sign.
the Trust Act.
They're gonna pay me $8 grand a month for it. And I'm like, okay, I'm in, let's do it.
Yeah.
Never came through, they just decided not to, because of all the traffic on Santa Fe, it was a good location.
Yeah.
One of those big billboards.
Well, that's the kind of residual income you want.
Oh, $8 grand a month, okay.
Brought out
The only thing you got to do is make
Well, that might be because of, what's been
Yeah.
done on social media.
$8 grand a month?
So I think it's a little harder to find, isn't it?
I found out that he made the deal.
Not impossible.
Yeah, you're right. I want to read this when we come back, this Colorado trust statute.
What is this?
All he did was the roof above that area right there, that's it.
The whole,
I mean, the tower went up.
He didn't do any of that, that's old wood. All he did is what I showed you. What other pictures do you have?
They're out there every
I don't know if that's the best picture.
Wow. Doing something.
Yeah,
$8 grand a month.
Really, if I was going to use a picture on that, I'd grab one from her backyard where the entire house is just in shambles. Do you have those?
No, but of course. Yeah, you don't have to do anything.
I mean,
Pay for everything.
it's beautiful too. Yeah. I mean, it's house back there, but
Who cares?
Here's, I wanted to show you this.
So anyway, I don't think that foundation is sub 12 inches, guys. I just don't think. I think he's just using that as an excuse to keep $68,000. Have someone go out there and look at it and confirm it.
well, even if the foundation even is an issue.
You want it?
I don't think it is.
I'll get you a picture of her too.
I have Bryant Grossi holding for as an expert for line 2. It's an electrical problem. Okay.
Here's exactly what he did. I just want to show you this real quick.
Can you, I tried to text you, can you text me Scott's email so I can send over that
One
vendor?
beam and everything coming down. None of that.
That's on an interior wall.
That's on an interior
And we
wall.
don't even know if it's, and those blocks are.
And look, he just, when he left, he didn't even tarp it. Water was getting in and everything.
So that was fine.
He did the yeah, but she paid for all the materials and I saw the receipts. Nothing to do with that $68,000 Home Depot credit card.
The only thing he might have paid for was some countertop stuff out of that $68,000.
But none of it's there.
But none of it's there.
None of it's there.
We're gonna make him lawyer.
He doesn't have money for that. Are you kidding? He's robbing Peter to pay Paul. He's got shit.
Then that's good.
Well, I know. I mean,
So another thing?
Yeah, because if he was worth the shit, he'd cut a check and bail.
dude, you heard him on the air. He's a nut.
Until it's fixed.
Her son.
He's a righteous. He thinks he's
He
righteous.
goes to the place where he's living now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Her son helped him move
On a Kia.
out of his own.
Before he's, of course, way before all this.
Just to help him.
And see how long
He's
it
smooth.
takes for us to get an
He
agent.
sucks them in, doesn't he?
Well, they wanted to get it done, right? They,
68G, man.
and they did all the
Okay, talk to you
demolition.
later. Or here.
And the contract even says that
Talk to the director.
he's not doing any demolition. They're responsible for it, and they did it. Send him the worst picture you can find of that house.
I think I did. I
gotta
think.
get the kind of thing.
I
No,
did.
like an outside picture of just how bad it is.
Okay, I got that.
Oh yeah. Coming up.
If you're looking for a safe, conservative investment, Become the Banker is for you. Now, if you have young children, you can put money in trust for them in a life insurance policy designed for this, and it can virtually pay for their college education. And you can build cash value along the way. You can do it for yourself as well and overfund it, borrow from it, overfund, borrow, pay yourself interest, grow it, and then at retirement age or earlier, whenever you want, you can start drawing out regular paychecks, tax-free, and then the death benefit pays them off. It's a great strategy. If you look at this, it'll explain everything. It's becomethebanker.info. There's a video there. Sign up for, also you can sign up for a seminar at becomethebanker.org. becomethebanker.org, or just call directly 303-779-6600. We got to get to Bryant Grossi, who's there for an expert, for Ryan, who has a problem. Ryan, what is going on? And I really appreciate Lakewood Auto Electric being on the line right now. Ryan, what's the problem?
Good morning, Tom.
Hey.
Hi, I've got a 04 Chevy pickup, and it's just sucking the life out of every battery I've put in.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Do you know why? Do you know why? Bryant literally has a patent and invented something specifically for that to identify current draws. Explain quickly how it works, Bryant.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's definitely our neck of the woods. We can definitely help you with that kind of problem.
How do you do it?
Well, we have a tool, a proprietary tool that we invented that is designed specifically. It does only one thing, and it does that task of help to isolate unwanted current loads on a car, and it just makes it a lot easier for the technician.
How long does it take, Brian?
Well, it depends a little bit on the car. The tool adapts to the car, and the test adapts to the car. You know.
So like an 04 Chevy Silverado, roughly.
04 Chevy, a standard 04 Silverado should clock down and be in sleep mode in about 25 to 35 minutes, roughly.
And how long does it take total? About that long?
Yeah, about that long for the initial test, but finding the drain.
And about how much does it cost?
Well, basically we charge $125 an hour. I need an hour to two to start the process.
We're out of time. We'll recap this coming back. Hold on.
Have you ever wanted to refinance your mortgage but didn't want to start a 30-year loan all over again? This is Ross Kaminsky for my friends.
I'll recap what Brian said.
Make sure we tell all the shops out there that he sells this proprietary tool. You guys have them, don't you?
I gotta get one.
Do they work great?
It's cool. It is. But you can trust your diagnosis more than anything. It's a verification more than anything. It's just, and then you know when you're done. You know when you're fixed.
Plus, they can search without two people.
How
That's
does it know? What do you hook it to?
You put it in the loop with the battery. You disconnect the negative cable, hook it
How
through
does
there.
it know where the drain is?
It doesn't know where the drain is, but it'll identify how big a drain you have, and then it has other tools so you can start pulling fuses, and it'll chime when you're hitting the right fuse. It'll do all kinds of things.
The biggest thing is it used to take two people to do it. You'd have one guy looking at a meter, one guy pulling the
You have
fuse.
one guy underneath the hood or the dash. He can't see. It's like,
Plus,
okay, good,
just
okay,
knowing
good.
the exact nature of the draw.
But that and the machine will run the test while you're not
Do
standing.
all
there.
cars nowadays have draws?
There's some parasitic drains on all cars, but they have shutdowns. They'll sleep.
Because I remember my Ferrari was famous for just, if I didn't drive it for a long time, it was gone.
Yeah.
I had to charge everything. It sucked.
Yeah.
You had to keep it on a trickle. You had to.
Anymore, the newer cars have a low voltage setup without. They have relays that shut everything down. Yeah. So to keep it from doing it.
And airplanes now.
But you still have to know what you're doing. The machine isn't like an idiot proof where it'll tell you the left rear tail light.
Little clocks and stuff. So what I have to do, in my helicopter, I literally, there's a thing, you unscrew it and pull it out of the battery, the connector. Just pull it right out.
To disconnect the battery from the electrical system? Okay. To do away. What is it that you're pulling out?
Like
the actual connection.
Yeah.
No, the connection.
Yeah.
I don't have a main fuse. I have a connection. So it's a quick connect. It's got two prongs only, and the battery sits in a case. And the battery, when it sits in the case, is automatically connected to those prongs. And then you plug into those prongs like that.
That's a trick-looking battery.
And then you do this. So when you undo it, you pull it out.
That's
and
a
it just
trick.
hangs there. I literally do that, and that's what they tell you to do in storage. Even though I don't have it in storage that long. You need every speck of energy for turbines.
How big is a battery in a helicopter? How big is a battery?
It's a 14 volt. I mean, not 24 volt.
Oh, okay.
It's because of that battery, yeah.
So it's physically about this size. Like a normal, right?
I hate when it shuts up and I'm down.
And the
mean? There's a certain speed and a certain fuel combination that builds up a little too much, and it will sometimes go.
Wow.
It scares the shit out of you.
Sure. Explosion.
But
Well, yeah,
it's a small
200
one.
feet off
It's
the
called a
ground,
compressor
yeah.
saw. That's why. And I was about 200 feet.
Yeah.
And I had
It's like a backfire.
my kid and my wife. So I just literally
I would
saw
too.
a parking lot.
I would
and
too.
was
Hell
down.
yeah.
About the helicopter that
People are
crashed.
looking, and I said, sorry.
What do you do then?
I shut it down, looked at it, called my guy, and he says, it's a compressor stall. You're in the yellow arc, just make sure you add either more power or less, but don't be in that yellow. So they marked the yellow arc for me.
And you stay the fuck out of that yellow
You
arc.
can be in there, but it's in transient. You don't stay there. And for some reason that day, I didn't need a lot of power, so it didn't go all the way up into the green.
Could it be some of the fuel too?
No, it was just weird. It was just weird. And when it does it, you go like this. Boom.
It's like the speed of the turbine doesn't match the amount of fuel that's coming in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly.
That's not comfortable having weird things at 200 feet. Yeah.
No, I thought, shit, did I clip a tower? Fuck, there was nothing around me. But you start thinking all kinds of stuff.
Sure. Oh, God, yeah. You got the helicopter went down in the Grand Canyon?
Oh,
yeah.
that was horrible.
all of
Was
it
it 4 people?
Well, one person walked away from it.
But you wonder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some weird winds down there, man.
Yeah. There's some shears all around there. Yeah.
Oh, it's
I mean,
fucking
anybody-
crazy,
that
man.
guy's gotta
I love
be
the helicopter
experienced,
ride
right?
at the Royal Gorge.
That guy's a nut. He's good.
We did the
He's a Vietnam pilot.
Exactly.
we did the swing out
You went
on the
with
Royal
him.
Gorge,
I know.
and we did the zip line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's very good. He's known all over.
Yeah, he
Of course,
tricked me.
Lala.
He tricked me.
The swing out was
He
terrifying.
tricked me.
Did you
well,
do
and
the
it
ride
was
down at the
fun.
Gorge?
I didn't do the. We did the one where they put you in this huge swing. You're external. You're in a vest, and they bring you way up and then let you down. There's one at Elitch's, but this one goes right out over the.
Oh, I see. I can't do that.
Me and my daughter.
I just cannot do that.
That
Yeah, the guy
first
at the
swing
Royal-
is fucking terrifying.
The guy at the Royal Gorge, he must have been flying with me. Yeah, I had a good time with him. We're just going over some flat land, right? He didn't tell me the gorge is up here, okay? The drop on that.
Also, you're looking down.
I'm looking at deer and antelope. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. We're talking about Vietnam and telling them thank you for serving our country and this and that. I just had a good time with him. And all of a sudden, boom, the bottom fell out. So, you feel how big the helicopter is, but because you're close to the ground, right? And you just go it, right? Then all of a sudden the bottom dropped out and I felt about this big. I was like,
Tino, your troubleshooter. We are here to help you. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. And we solve problems. All you have to do is call. Now, many times we have to take the problem, we have to investigate it and work on it. Sometimes we can't help it all. It's just a fact. We can't, because maybe the company's out of business, they're gone, or they don't care. Fix It 24/7. We'll get a professional to your home for $39 to diagnose any problem you have with HVAC or plumbing. It's that easy. Licensed, bonded, and insured. And that's a screaming deal, $39. It's normally more. Normally, people charge an hour or more for that, just a diagnostic. No matter how long it takes, you pay $39. Here's the good part. If they find, well, they will find the problem, and they will present you with a full written report and estimate. And you don't have to have it done. If you have it done, they credit you the $39. If you want to shop around, you can shop around, but I will tell you this, you will never find the same amount of work, the same quality, the same quantity for a better price anywhere. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. So let's go to the phones, and what's on your mind?
Well, I had an email. I want to explain to people real quick, and maybe you catch everybody up on David Anders, but the Colorado Construction Trust Statute, it's CRS 3822-127. In general, it says this: a contractor or subcontractor that uses money that you've given them for any other purpose, including general operation, overhead, any other job, anything but that job, you can go after treble damages, okay, attorney's fees and cost. More importantly, though, any debt incurred in this is not dischargeable in bankruptcy, and you can go after them for theft resulting in criminal activity, penalties, and a lot of time there's jail time. So contractors out there that think this is a joke, when you get a DA that knows the deal, which we're going to get,
right,
they can throw your ass in jail.
And we are seeking to have Dave Anders put in jail. Not just because he's laughing, saying, well, you know, he thinks he has a hook.
I got a contract.
See, he took 68 grand. And he did little work, and all the work is wrong. But let's give him credit. Let's just give him credit, for argument's sake, of about 10 grand. Let's just do that for argument's sake. And then let's also, for argument's sake, say he's correct. He cannot build the addition on that existing foundation, so therefore it's an unforeseen circumstance. Let's give, just for argument's sake, let's say that's all correct. What he fails to understand, even if he is under contract, as he keeps saying, the contract is still open, she is under contract, he fails to see that if a dime of that money has been used for anything other than that job, he is a crook under the Contractors Trust Act. So that's just the way it is. Jerry has a comment on that. Go ahead, Jerry. What's your comment?
Yeah, my comment is on that Contractors Trust Act. In Denver, I know for a fact that it is working right now. I have a friend that has had that happen to him, and they are doing 14 years. The contractor is going to be doing 14 years in prison for grand larceny for doing something similar to what the other gentleman did, but
I think it's a great law. In fact, Mark, if you can find out the lawmaker that did it, here's the problem with all laws. It's not how great the law is.
Enforcement.
It's the enforcement, and we do have a lot of district attorneys who don't have any kitty-owns to do it.
They don't like white collar. You know what?
Don't have the shenanigans.
Where's all the people that love David Anders that were going to call us up?
Yeah.
The 50% of them that would use them.
Yeah, he said, oh yeah, 50%, that's good.
What's his number?
Keep giving out my number, he said. Half the people really like me. 720-338-9018. And I don't know how you justify it. If you call him, just ask him, okay, sir, if you're correct in everything, where is the money? Do you have the money in trust, in a trust account?
Here, I'll play him.
I don't have to. I got a contract.
I got a contract. He's a moron. 720-338-9018. He's also going to be out of business, and if I have my way, he will be in jail.
I'll let you know, but we're working a deal right now with the DA to get a meeting for next week.
All right, now Ryan has an 04 Chevy Silverado pickup with a current draw. It's driving him crazy. Now, Bryant Grassi at Lakewood Auto Electric, he invented this thing that does find current draws. He makes that available to other mechanics. For example, Kevin bought one at...
We got one at each shop.
He has one at Sheridan Auto Tech, two of them, and what he does is uses them to find how much of a draw there is, and then after you find out there is a draw and it's beyond specs, then you start pulling circuits, and it tells you when you're on the offending circuit. Then from there, I mean, it's just good old-fashioned mechanic work to find.
You got to know what you're doing, but then when you think you're done, you hook it back up and verify it.
You verify it. So, Ryan, that seems the way to go.
Yeah, and this has been happening for years. I've been through probably 4 or 5 batteries.
Oh, you just got to get it done.
6, 8 months.
Get it done.
Yeah, so I've kind of been trying to diagnose it myself.
What would you charge for that, Kevin? What would you charge? And now, at Lakewood, he said it would be an hour.
Well, you're an hour to 2 to get started on something like that, so you're a couple $100 to get started.
But see, most of it is the diagnostic, because...
Oh, the fix is 5 seconds once you find it, usually.
The fix in electrical is not much. So
finding it.
Yeah. So you know,
I'm way out east on the plains, though, and I've heard of your place before, and I drive by there on the weekends all the time. But I know you're closed, so I'm a couple hours away.
Sheridan Auto Tech, give him your location in Aurora.
He'll be glad to meet you Saturday night. What time, Kevin? Like 4 or 5 o'clock.
Troublemaker.
Where are you in Aurora?
2nd and Havana.
2nd and Havana. Okay, so go ahead and make an appointment or something, but that's really...
Well, that's the kind of thing you'd need to drop off. That's not a sitting
Did we already take Jerry? Oh, no, yeah, we did. Okay, so now we're with David. David, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on? David?
Hello?
Hi, what's happening, David?
Yeah, my wife got rear-ended. their 98 CRV, and the insurance company, the at-fault party's insurance company, is going to, it's telling us they're just going to total it and give us, you know, a little bit of money toward it, basically.
Yeah, an unfair amount in most eyes, because when people have a used car they take care of, they almost never can replace it for the same amount. So it's a 98, right?
Yeah.
Now, and what kind is it, did you say, a 98? CRV. Okay. How many miles on it?
It's about, I want to say about 170.
All right, that's not bad. So what are they going to give you?
They're offering $2,838.
Wow, that's a good price, man. Oh my goodness, did you get?
Well, we just got it out. We had just gotten out of the shop literally 9 days before. From Budget A1 Transmission, was done a great job for us in the adjustable transmission.
Oh, that's too bad, because you don't get credit. You don't get credit for new stuff. You don't really get credit. You get the value of the vehicle. That's the problem. You don't get to just add everything up, because that often exceeds the value of the vehicle. How much did you spend total on this? How long have you had it?
She's had it since it was new.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. Did you say a 98 or an 08?
98.
You've had this? Man, did you beat the system? That's wonderful. Holy crap! That's good.
If you think that's beating the system, you love my truck. It's a 77.
It's not since new, though.
No.
Okay, so how long have you had that?
I've had that about 13, 14 years.
Yeah, you guys are vehicle smart, I call it. You really are. 19 years in a vehicle, have you truly got... Now, over the 19 years, what major stuff... You had a transmission at Budget A1 Transmission and Auto Repair on South Santa Fe. What else did you have?
Aside from that, I think we put 3 radiators in it.
That's not much. That wouldn't be considered major, but that's it?
No.
The only major repair...
Great vehicle.
Mark, that is wonderful. Do you recall the vehicle at all?
Yeah, I think I saw it there, and I appreciate you bringing it in. Scott got you taken care of?
Yeah, but now it's wrecked.
Done a great job for us.
Yeah, Scott's an awesome guy.
So now, listen, if you paid by credit card Budget, you can contest the charge and say they ripped you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Listen, if you get in a wreck, that's too bad. I mean, because the transmission costs you money. You can negotiate a little, Mark. You right on some options like tires. I know you can.
Yeah, new tires. If he just had repairs done to it, I mean, I didn't hear the time frame. Like a week ago or months ago.
9 days.
A week ago?
Yeah, 9 days.
I sure would send that to him. I absolutely would, and I'd argue this is ridiculous. I just did this.
Or you can sue the other driver directly. You know, for damages.
We talked to him about that, and they gave us, I don't, unfortunately, have all the numbers with me. I'm at work, but...
more importantly,
like
just
hold on. What did they do?
Toward it or something
so
like
is 2830 plus 400?
No, that's the total.
Yeah, 2830 is high for that vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. More importantly, get what that vehicle is actually worth, because a lot of times they'll lowball you, but it doesn't sound like
they didn't lowball them on this one, man.
Yeah, they're offering, that's if we do a salvage title and keep the vehicle, because it's completely drivable.
That's even better. Wait a minute. You get 2830 and you keep the vehicle?
Yes.
You're not unhappy with that, are you, David?
Well, I don't know. This is my first time doing things like this.
I'll tell you what, David, usually, when they do a buyback, or where you keep it, they charge way more. And it seems to me, like, what would they give you out of curiosity if you turned it over to them?
$33.91.
They're being very reasonable. What company is this?
Nationwide.
Gosh, they're being reasonable with you. And you're not, they're insured.
No.
Was there any injury in this?
No, my wife had...
Are you sure? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
I had like a little headache the next day, and that was it. It was fine.
Is the car still drivable?
Yeah, I mean, it got rear-ended, and looking at the vehicle, you can't even see it, but there's little crumples going underneath behind the rear bumper that took some damage, and that's what...
Oh, man.
So the damage is not that bad?
No.
Oh, God. For $2,800.
Now, remember, when you have a salvage, you're going to have a salvage title, right? You have to.
Thinking about doing now.
Well, if they do that and you keep the car, you have to have that reapproved to be on the road. You can't just keep driving. Okay, and the state patrol will do that. So you should do some repair, because if you just turn it over to them and they don't see any receipts, I don't know, guys. Do you think they might have just a psychological thing about that? or will they issue him an all clear?
They're going to issue him an all clear, and I'll tell you, he's got that '77 Chevy pickup, and he's the '98 CRV. Man, that's just.
I'd be tempted to take that in and get it aligned, at least get a printout to show that everything's square.
Okay, so listen, you can have anyone check it, but just make sure it's safe. That's the most important thing. But the answer is you're being treated fairly. We've been talking a lot about contractors. Genesis Total Exteriors. They also do interiors. I have to talk to them. You'll never get a complaint about keeping money and running or poor quality work. Genesis is a great company. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509 for big and small, indoor and outdoor. And then while we're talking about home improvements, you got to figure this out, man. This is unbelievable for people. Simply Floors Inc. They don't believe it till they meet Buddy Mitchell. Go to his website and make an appointment, simplyfloorsinc.com, or go to 52nd and Ward. That's the warehouse. Anyway, what they do is simply not mark up as much as the big boxes. They buy just like them because they have a buying group, even though it's a smaller company. And they give designer services. They bend over backwards for you on all the hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl, tile, carpeting, ceramic tile, natural stone, whatever floor you want. And you can save up to 40%. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
Or something.
No, man, I'm shocked at what they did to this guy. Aren't you shocked?
Yeah.
Literally shocked.
No, seriously, I thought they were going to say $300-400.
Okay, here it is. Kia discontinued the long block on that car. Scott's saying you can get a short block for about $1,800, and it takes about 6 to 12 weeks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not 6
So
months.
they are,
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Then they have to rebuild them.
Yeah, I told you they're rebuilding that, not replacing it. So
You own one.
Well,
So there's no direct line.
they're going to get a short block, so they're just going to take the heads off. Just
I know,
redo
but
the heads. That's
I
quick.
gave her the
Bolt the heads back on, put it in.
Geez, you'd think they'd just buy a used engine.
Yeah. Well, Scott also put in here,
So I started explaining it to her, and as soon as
I mean, I would.
so
I was
the
her.
person that we probably will meet with is the consumer fraud,
Oh,
Deb
that
Ono,
was Subaru right
but she
now.
is out of town
Good.
Tuesday. But I
They
did
told me
speak
they were
with
going
the
to put a new
communications
transmission
director,
in my girlfriend's car.
and they are all
17 with
going to
7,000
open an
miles on it.
investigation. She also
And without
said,
telling me, they sent
well,
it back
I
with
gave
her,
the
I
name,
the
I
paperwork, and
explained
rebuilt
it.
transmission.
Flat out.
Yeah, and so she goes, well,
Are they able to
she goes,
do
I have
that?
never heard of
He
this
told me flat out
or,
because of the
da-da-da-da-da,
years, the miles.
For the
This is the second time they worked on the
yeah,
transmission.
contractor's
We're going to
trust
put a new one in.
And
It's
I said,
successful.
yeah, Tom said she would probably say that because
If we went
I
back
said,
and went to, hey,
normally you
Well,
guys
she didn't
don't
look at it.
take
She
it all the way
just-
through, but this is an
I opened
out,
the paperwork
this
and
is
it
like,
was
we
remanufactured.
have recordings of it.
Remanufactured
I said, the guy, the money's gone, it's not there.
And
I said,
if they look it up, give her
Subaru said
I
no,
did,
you should have
she
released
took
it.
everything, so she,
Before you
there,
started
she's gonna
staying in my
start the
car.
investigation.
So I
Deb
had
Ono will
a
be in
chance
on
to,
Tuesday, left a message
I
for
want to
her.
meet with Deb Ono, not just for this, but tell her how we can process.
Well, I got a call into the service vendor. He's not calling me back.
So I think that we're in a good place,
But I didn't
and
Tell her
she
that
I'm kind of annoyed by
with
it.
Deb Ono, just what you got to
You know?
so how many people just,
help her. In other words,
did they try to okie doke you, or?
I don't know. You know, that's what I want to talk to him about. It's like every conversation I had, I said, no, we're getting a brand new one. I've already ordered it. I hope I don't get in trouble for it.
right.
That's
Well, and then
important.
You know,
Pam
and they never
Russell
told me
said, well,
to do
did you
something
look on the
different.
BBB, does he have complaints?
The guy called
And
up
I
as far as
said,
on the audit
I go,
shops with
we do all
insurance.
of our investigation. I said, look,
They-
you know that the BBB is
Unless
no
the
different than the
consumer
Rolex.
insists they do
And I
OEM
said,
parts.
it's just a consumer
they put
place. She
in,
goes, yeah, but they have those. I said,
yeah,
I go, it's neither
yeah,
here nor
yeah.
there. The bottom line is the money was stolen.
Right,
I
that's
said, so
insane.
I moved it back around to her.
On
The other
my
thing
shop
she
is,
suggested is maybe going
There's a lot
ahead
of
and
policies
calling
are
the
written
Attorney
for
General.
OEM parts.
That's a good
Do
idea.
you think?
What he said.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's good.
Okay, so.
All their in there
But don't,
stuff
we're not
on
going
this
to talk to
with
the consumer,
consumer
but their
insists.
consumer
And then there's some
person, just
part, like an Audi
Yeah,
light.
okay.
They're trying to,
Some
I
green
can hear
lights
they're
are
trying to push it
from,
off
Well,
already.
she said.
I have a long-standing feud with
So they
PMC.
might
We used to
work
get
now,
pissed
and then
But I
2
told
years,
her, I said,
and he says.
he said that you would say that, and it's
Oh, for headlights?
because
Yeah.
you
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen them come through,
All these
because
neon,
normally you don't
whatever,
prosecute
you
them.
know, yeah.
Because you just don't.
Well,
I
and
said, that's
also
why you
because
haven't heard
there's
it.
another way
There's one
to
of the guys
that might
on the
make
weekends,
like
he
we're
goes
convicted.
to, walks through the
They're not
phone
so
sites.
clear cut. They're very difficult.
And then she had said that, and I agreed. And I said, and I did say that. I said, but this is black and
That's what
white.
he looks for.
I said, he has even admitted it on the radio.
Oh, really?
Okay.
$15 a piece.
So
he just goes in and pulls them
she
off?
said they take
He
it
said the
very
boneyard.
seriously.
Good.
So she's going to start
Good.
with
It's called a pull and save.
Thank
Oh,
you.
one in
They're
Aurora,
opening up
one in
an
North Denver.
investigation, and they will meet with us next.
He goes through the salvage yards on the weekends looking for late
And,
model
and
cars.
takes
Pull and
crap
save.
out and sells it for more.
Pull and
Buy
save.
and sell.
Buy them for $20, sell them for $200.
Right.
Yeah.
Good idea. He
Yeah.
can make a lot of extra money.
He does. Yeah, he does well with it. You know, and you make it one.
We had
Maybe
people,
trash
Mark,
the
that
other.
were taking used computers. Bullshit computers. They were free. And they broke it down into parts and would go on eBay. Power supplies and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Pennies. But they're making money doing crap like that. But they would part out appliances. They would part out anything. And they say, you know, if you part stuff out, you can get a lot of money.
Sure.
Especially cars.
But you have to have patience and,
And you have a place to store it.
Yeah, and you got to be smart. I mean, certain stuff just won't sell. You just got to throw it away. But you know.
Hey, so we have another one in Jefferson County too. When you go, I'll give you. That was for 15 grand.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. And I want to mention Plumbline Services as well. They're doing a combination AC and furnace check for $59.95. That's Plumbline Services. They'll go out and check everything top to bottom for you. At Plumbline Services, you know it'll always be honest. All prices are always up front. And you never have to worry about ethics with this company. They go above and beyond. Plumbline Services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And don't forget, in addition to the $59 plumbing and, AC and heating check, it's not too early to start getting that AC check. They do a multi-point inspection, but also they have that $149 fine, fix or free for electrician. Any problem, they will guarantee they'll fix it with parts, electrical, $149. Or the call is free and you get a full written diagnostic as to why it is complicated and involves more. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. We have some comments and information on this Dave Anders case we want to share. We have been talking to the district attorney on that. We are going to pursue criminal charges as well as getting one of our attorneys to sue, and we will talk about that. Somebody has a question on that. Adam, what is your question about Dave Anders?
Hey, how much would it cost to fix this foundation so the work could be done?
I don't know, actually.
You know, what did that guy say out there yesterday?
And we don't know. Is it, first of all, did we verify that it is inadequate?
Yeah, we were out there with a contractor. What was the cost, Dan?
So
did he say?
Actually, Anders had told her 20 grand. I don't think it's going to be 20 grand because he said he can put in 4 piers and then pour a slab over that.
The guy we met.
The guy we met out there, right? The contractor.
Okay.
So maybe 10.
But here's the deal.
But what's that got to do with anything?
Right. Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, that's all I wanted to know. And just word on the street is this Anders guy spent some time in the county jail. Yeah, he likes farm animals is what I heard.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Bad. If you want, that's a bad joke. 720, his number is 720-338-9018, 720.
If you have any cattle or goats.
338-9018. He took 68 grand, did crappy work, and even if we gave him full credit for that work, it would be no more than 10 grand. And he says, well, we're still under contract, but he can't account for the money. That's the problem. It must be held in trust. It can be criminal, and it is. In my opinion, this guy is an absolute crook. Then, we also talked about cell phone towers and what the process is. Each county has its own process. They have adopted pretty much uniform standards, but they can differ. But in Weld County, they're supposed to notify people within a 500-foot radius or a 500-foot area. That would be from the point. And they're supposed to mail and let them know. And then if there's any objections, a certain percentage of objections, I think it's 30%.
I think so, Tom.
30, then it's up for review and they can't just put it in. What happened coincidentally, on the time they did it at Weld County, on the day they pulled the address, only half the names came up, and it was coincidentally, again, only the names on the outer limit of that code,
That's right.
of that area, where people would not protest because it's way far away. The people, coincidentally, closest to it did not get notified. Tom Parco, who I believe is a crook at Weld County, he said that coincidentally there was a glitch in the software on that very day, and therefore they didn't catch it, and therefore they can't do anything about it because Verizon went through the proper procedures, or Verizon's contractor. And I laugh and say, I have seen zoning departments, if you're 3 inches into your setback on a car, on a storage shed or a garage, they'll make you tear the damn thing down. But Tom Parco says, oh no, we can't do anything about it. So I think, in my opinion, it looks like he colluded with Verizon. Who knows if he even got a payoff. But the guy is a lying, cheating crook, in my opinion. And I think Weld County is full of a bunch of moron crooks. That's what I think. And Verizon simply does what it wants. What it wants. Do we have a mic on somewhere? Okay.
I was just going to ask you what you really think.
Yeah. Now that's Rolly Purifoy just came in. Rolly, welcome to the show. Purifoy Chevrolet for Car Day. What's happening?
I would take just a little bit different opinion of Parco than probably you would.
Do you know him?
I know him very well.
Oh, okay.
And I don't look at him as that way. Something else is wrong here.
Well, it's really wrong. Rolly, there's too many.
I bet if you lived in one of those homes that just got knocked down about 50 grand, you'd be upset.
They were going to put those towers right across the road from me. I don't know why it happened. I welcomed it. I said, fine, if that's what you want to do, I'll have great cell phone service.
Yeah.
But there is going to be a time these things are everywhere.
Yeah,
and if you want coverage and you want service,
they could have masked it. They
oh yeah. Well, they
didn't. They didn't
I've seen some cell phone towers that you would never know they were cell phone towers.
I understand. But also, this is smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood.
Where's the photo so he can see him?
Well,
Parco used to be the city planner for Fort Lupton, and he did a lot of good things for Fort Lupton, I thought. Okay. Now, I'm not privy to all this stuff.
And Rolly, it's possible that someone else was including with Verizon, but here's something that is too hard for me to believe. That on that very day when they pulled the mailing list, the only people notified were the people on the outlying areas, and the day after or a couple days later when they went to check, all of the names came up. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it, okay? Flat out, I don't believe it. Too much of a coincidence. The other thing is they won't do anything about it. They could have easily said, wait a minute, before they were way too into it, let's halt this whole thing, but they didn't. They said it's too late. And really, if you look at the law doesn't necessarily say they must notify the people on the list. They say they must notify the people in the area. So if a smart attorney could take this, and these people had money, but they don't have money to fight it, they've already lost
they shouldn't have to fight
on their
something
investment.
like that,
they shouldn't, but they do, and it sucks.
You know, is that same setback the same for the oil field, the wells, which we know are 150-foot setback from any house?
Well, no, there's no setback that I know of. I mean, excuse me, I'm not talking about a violation of setback. When I say...
No, I'm talking within that radius. You couldn't have a home within 150 foot of a wellhead in Weld County, anyway.
Okay. Well, I don't know what that setback is, but I will tell you the closest home is about 150 feet. Let's talk to Jim. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Jim, you have a comment on this, Weld County? Go ahead.
Tom, was having a problem last week with the Weld County code enforcement woman.
Yes.
He's
woman.
not commenting on Weld County.
The update. The woman was harassing him. Mark recommended he record it.
I have Deputy Clint on that.
Yeah.
By the way.
What we were doing is we wanted to get a list, an actual list of when they harassed you exactly, not just you saying, oh, every time I turn around. So what's the update? You have an update for us?
Yeah, well, yes, I do. I wish I'd have been documenting the dates that she comes by, but it's, usually every Wednesday, Thursday. Here's what happened. I went to court, and when she comes out and inspects my property, the first time she says, oh, you've made a lot of improvements, right? Well, what she wrote in the report, that first report, she says that I made no improvements. Jim did nothing. Straight up lie. The next 2 times she comes out, she says, oh, you've made great improvements again. Now in the report, she's saying that I've made some improvements. So I kind of wondered why the judge is getting all mad at me. Well, I'd get the copies of the reports. Well, she's lying. She's not giving an accurate portrayal of what's going on. So now here's what happened. The judge finally threatened me with jail time. Can they jail time me for a code violation.
We're missing so much of this story.
A judge did that?
Yes.
Now, how you got to give me some context. It could have been for contempt of court if you were in court.
No.
Okay,
No.
so when did it happen?
This happened just yesterday, Thursday.
Where were you when it happened?
I was standing at the podium in front of the judge.
Okay, so I asked if it happened in court, and you said no. So it did happen.
Yes.
Okay.
when he threatened
I
us
said
jail time,
it had to have happened in court, and it was possibly for contempt or something like that, and you said no. Okay, I don't care, Jim. Here's the deal. You were in court, and he said to you what exactly?
He said, if you're not, he gave me a stay of execution for about 2 months. If I'm not in compliance by then, he said he's going to issue jail time.
That's called contempt of court. That is not for the junk. It's for not obeying the court order. I know it's a technicality.
I am obeying. Everything she tells me to do, I do.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what he is saying. This is not the trial right now, Jim. I am trying to help you understand the proceedings. You don't have to. You don't have to argue with me. I believe you. So here's the deal. I especially believe you because it's Weld County. Again, crooks. Okay, Weld County equals crooks and morons when it comes to their government. So you have this woman who comes by your place willy-nilly and simply writes up violations. I find that hard to believe even in Weld County, but I have been told before by other people that in Weld County, inspectors literally roam the neighborhoods looking for trouble. They don't even wait for complaints. Now,
you know what? And here's the thing. There's trouble that she sees on the way to my house that she turns a blind eye to, and I'm trying to say,
I don't know about that.
Guys?
Again,
I do.
Well, okay, well, then that's,
photos.
you know what, that's different. I'm not going there. I want to stick with the facts. You have certain violations that you need to clear up. What is the one? Give me one that they said you haven't complied with. One.
Well, she's very vague. She says, elimination of accumulation, and I'm like, what
can you send me
about?
Here's what I want you to do. Can you send me photos of your area, and then you may want to get an attorney, Jim. I'm not there. I don't know what's going on. It may very well be that you are a nut and you are a hoarder. It may be that you're not, and they're simply picking on you. I have no way of knowing.
Tom,
yes.
I have Deputy Clint looking into it as soon as he's back.
Good, because we have to take this quick break. Rocky's 63rd and Federal used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 8. One of 2 car dealers on my referral list in the Denver area. You can go there, 303-426-4646. Get completely financed before you leave, of course, because they don't let you take a car unless everything is fully arranged. Shop around, put them on the list. 303-426-4646.
If you're tired,
You're going to love these guys. So, Rowie, Weld County, Tom Hartley, did I ever meet him?
Oh, probably.
Here's the deal, man.
You really helped with that.
This is really a bad situation with the cell tower. And he flat out said, well, you know, we're sorry. And man, that just...
Well, he's answering to somewhere. Somewhere.
That's right.
Down the road somewhere.
But anyway, I'm sorry about Weld County, but the complaints we get, these inspectors, we get a lot of complaints, more than anywhere else.
I mean, it's a moot point now, but you know all that overhead lines that went up the hill to Apple and that got buried? That's where that happened at.
Let me ask you something. Do Weld County inspectors ever come by and bother you in your project?
No.
Were they completely nice?
Well, the only thing that we ever had that problem was with the Colorado Department of Health and those guys.
No, I'm talking about your dealership, your remodel.
No, the city.
Oh, you don't have any county stuff coming?
Well, it was all done through the city, and that guy was great. I mean, he just told us what we needed to do, and we did it. And shit, that was.
So what's on your shirt? What is that on your shirt? Is that an alien?
Is it a booger?
No. Picture on your shirt.
It's Jake.
Jake, and who's Jake?
Jake is the Corvette racing mascot.
Oh,
that they've had since.
Can I see it a little bit more? Can you put the
C6 days? It's like the Punisher.
That's Jake. Okay. See the Corvette?
You see any of the racing, the Chevrolet back Corvettes? They have that somewhere on it.
Ah.
And it came a thing of some young guy that was working for the team over in Lamar when they went over there the first time with the C5s and the 5th generation cars, and he put one of these little stickers on the car. And somehow they adopted that. Now
Just started
now
it.
just.
I think for 2018 or maybe 19, as I was channel surfing through watching the Olympics, which I can't get enough on. Even the
with the
the stone.
NBA.
It's boring.
Oh,
I want to get all the Olympics.
Next
They're
week,
doing
yeah.
something with
So I got another
Camaros.
one too. In
Are they doing something special with redesigning the Camaros?
15 grand.
Well, they're finally
Yeah. Somebody's got to listen to Dave Anders' new voicemail. I got a call. He says, "Hey, if you want to be ripped off, leave me a message. I rip off old ladies. I'm an asshole. Blah 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 blah." So.
Wow.
So you might want to listen to his voicemail.
Well, I think that. And 50 horsepower. And,
Let's put it on speaker. I want to hear it.
It's got a very good race-proven suspension. It's all adjustable. It's incredibly quick.
How much are those brand new?
70.
You know what?
You got to listen to this. Hold on.
Wow.
Put it up. Put it on loud. You got to listen to this.
Is this Dave Anders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Recent?
Turn it up.
Recent?
He's cooperating.
How do you turn it up?
It's on. It'll be loud.
Yes, listen, asshole, and I like ripping people off, especially old ladies.
Yeah, it is. That's his
I
phone
like
number.
to take their life savings and spend it on myself because I'm an asshole. So if you would like to get ripped off, I sure do recommend you call me, and I will rip you off anytime I
I'll
get
put
a
it on
chance.
the air. Are you sure it's his number?
Definitely.
Can people spoof that?
We had a caller call up and say that.
It almost sounds like he's drunk, guys.
Yeah,
That's a,
He sounds like he's drunk.
Anytime
Is
I
that a
call,
message he left? It's his, no.
that's his voicemail.
Wow. Let me hear it. Rick, you called him and got that voicemail?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do that live. We're going to do it
You
live.
can't do that live.
Why?
Fuck. I fucking rip off old ladies. Did he not say that?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Send it to me. I'm going to edit it. Send it to me. I'm going to edit
Does
it
it
right
sound
now.
like him?
Well, I don't know how we're going to capture it on his phone.
He can email that to me. He can download that. He should be able to. If he had an Apple, he could.
I got it.
Does it sound
He
like
does
him?
have an Apple.
Mark and Dan, does it sound like him to you?
It sounds like he's trying to talk like a
Yeah,
cowboy.
Okay, all
Give it
right.
to me and I'll play it into my thing here, okay?
Man, it sounds like he's hammered.
Ready?
It does.
Yeah.
We'll do it next break.
It does.
How much time do I have, bro?
He's slurring a little bit.
Emptied your bank.
10
Oh my
seconds.
God. This is kind of like retro Tom today.
What do you mean?
It's kind of like the old days.
I took my meds.
Roll over Wonder Bread?
I'm poking with this.
What's up?
Don't drink and drive. If you get
Nabbed or marijuana, don't smoke and drive. Joseph A. Lazare is an attorney that does criminal defense, including DUIs. Everyone deserves a defense, everyone. Even if you have a problem and you're an idiot and you drink and drive and you don't use Uber, you don't use Lyft, you don't have a designated driver, you calculate wrongly, Joseph A. Lazare can help you. We have a lot of people listening that do stupid little things like they put something in their pocket or purse and they're walking around, they get popped for shoplifting, and I imagine there are truly guilty people that need help getting through the system. Joe Lazare, 303-429-6200. He doesn't judge, he just helps where he needs to help. 303-429-6200. Joseph A. Lazare. Find him on my referral list at referralist.com. I'm sorry you had to wait, Robert. What is happening in your life, Robert?
Oh.
Hi, Robert.
I'm calling. Are you there?
I'm here, sir. What's happening?
Okay. So I'm just calling because just want to voice my frustration with Tynan's Nissan.
Is there anything we can help you with? I mean, you're welcome to voice frustration, but what's going on?
So we purchased a car, or leased a car for our son. It's his first car, and I co-signed for it.
Oh.
And it's taken them forever to get the paperwork done. And
Really?
We've had to go back and forth, probably 5 different times to sign the paperwork.
So that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, it carries on to today. So our temporary tags expire on Monday, which is President's Day. So we need to get our plates today. Well, they don't have the title complete because they haven't sent it to the DMV.
Well, that happens. Rolly, doesn't that happen from time to time with the best of
Was this a used car?
Brand new.
Brand new car. Well, they should have the MSO on premises, and they would
What do you
complete out the paperwork and send it on.
That's the manufacturer's statement of origin,
yes.
MSO, and then what do you do with that? Tell me the process.
Well, you create all the paperwork that goes along with that MSO to be able to have the vehicle titled.
But
in your
technically,
name.
on a lease, the people who are buying it are the leasing.
Right, but you're still going to have the MSO on in-house.
So does a lease take longer than a purchase?
Not normally.
No.
No.
And so that's all like, is it almost automated?
Not completely, but there's a lot of things that are automated about it. I mean, it just happens.
How long has it been total right now?
Almost 2 months. Well, almost 3 months. It's been
that's
since
weird.
December 22nd.
How is this affecting you negatively?
Well, the
permit's
way it's
expired.
impacted me negatively is today we are going out of town, and they want us to wait at the DMV because they sent a FedEx package with the title work in it.
Well, I understand. That's not their fault. Motor vehicle, you'd have to wait no matter what. It's unfortunate coincidence that you're going out of town, but what are they doing wrong? Well, other than taking too long.
They never got the paperwork to the DMV. They want us to wait at the DMV until FedEx shows up with the paperwork.
Oh, that's weird. Wait a minute, Robert. I don't understand that. They want you to wait at DMV until why? If the paperwork shows up, they'll put it aside for you under the VIN number. That happens all the time. I mean, Pure Boy sent my title work directly to DMV.
He needs the title work so he can get the thing registered, so he can plate the thing in it because he's going out of town.
Are you driving out of town?
Yes, we are.
But another temp tag could help. Just get
they'll issue his county clerk to do that.
Well, that's what we asked to have done, and they said they couldn't do it. It's against the law.
It is not against the law.
The dealership. That's what the dealership told.
Tynan's does not have a bad reputation.
No, they're not bad at all. That's why I'm
subtitle clerk somewhere has dropped the ball. It got shuffled under something. Something happened here. But if they're going to have that there today, you can. Well, it probably did, sir. But I would think if they can provide that paperwork by FedEx today at your county clerk, then I mean that's about as good as it's going to get.
Well, the problem is I work out of town, and I'm not going to be able to plate the vehicle, and I'm on my way out right now.
Well, it's that part of it, by the way, is unfortunate, but that's not Tynan, okay? The fact that you work out of town, all that. The thing on Tynan the thing on Tynan is they just took too long. That's all. But geez, they should issue. This is what I find odd, Suzanne. Or Dan, could you call him? Why are they saying it's against the law to issue another temp tag? That would take care of everything. Just issue another temp tag. It's that easy.
Exactly.
I mean, they're wrong when they say that. Now, you can get one directly as well. If you went to motor vehicle and your stuff is not there, they will issue another temp tag sometimes. So, but I wouldn't take that chance. I would call Tynan. So who's going to, do you have time, Suzanne? You want Dan to do it? We can call.
One of us will.
We can call for you. All right. James has a comment on the cell phone tower in Colorado Springs, not the one up in Weld County with the bunch of crooks. So, James, what is your comment on the Colorado Springs?
Hey, Tom. Thanks for taking my call. Yes, I used to be one of the city planners in Colorado Springs. I moved to Arizona, where I'm a planner for a city there, but I'd like to offer some input on the cell tower issue because, in fact, I actually recently drafted an ordinance for cell towers in the current city I'm employed.
Oh, really? Okay. So what about it? What's your insight on this?
Well, firstly, I think it's important to distinguish what jurisdiction that cell tower was approved because
it was Weld County. In Springs. I'm sorry, that one. That one she said Colorado Springs. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, because see, the concern is that I heard her interchange commissioners with council members. Commissioners could be the city, but commissioners could also imply county commissioners, and then council members would only be the city. And then I heard you mention, or heard a reference to the El Paso zoning code.
Yeah, you know what? She mentioned El Paso. She mentioned city. She mentioned everything. So we you know, obviously she needs to know which jurisdiction is in charge.
Sure.
I mean, obviously.
But, I mean,
yes.
Yeah, and you're right though that for the most part codes are going to be fairly similar, and the appeal process is going to be fairly similar, but zoning codes are quite a bit different than building codes in that those tend to be more the same across the board because cities and counties either follow UBC or IBC.
That's right.
Whereas
that's why we see similarities across the country. James, I want to ask a question. If you were a planner and you found out that only half the people were notified, and the half that were notified were the people that were not impacted hardly at all, but the ones closest to the tower were coincidentally not notified, and they said, well, we pulled the list from your county, and the county said it was a glitch that day, what would you do?
You know, I think that would be really inappropriate, and I would say it needed to be re-noticed, and the item that was scheduled for the hearing would have to be pulled until there was adequate.
But what if it was already under construction? Seriously.
You know, I mean, I have fortunately never encountered that in the jurisdictions I've worked.
Yeah, and it is hindsight, it is hindsight, but I've seen planners tell people to tear stuff down. Individuals, they pick on people all the time.
And we've done that, and you're right. I mean, it does seem rather heavy-handed that someone's 6 inches into the setback and we say, nope, have to move it. For the most part, we do try to work with people, but that was going to be my main point to that lady concerned about the tower, because it may have changed since I worked there. I left in 2013.
Well, we'll find out. But thank you for the call, Mark.
Okay, so remember Jim who called up and said the code enforcement lady was just bugging the hell out of him.
Right.
So we got his address, and I Googled it, and Google's got a street view. I just want you to see his...
Because he said there's no clutter.
I want you to see his front yard. Just this might be one of the problems.
Are you sure?
The dump truck that is not moving with bricks and covers and crap in the back. And gentlemen, can I say more? Not to mention the camper and the trash I see piled. Now, granted, this is Google Maps. This could be an old picture.
Right.
But I think we're starting to see the other side of the story.
That's why I want him to show. You know what? Here's what I really would like. I would like the name and number.
I'm going to put this up on our Facebook.
Hold on. Let's call one of his neighbors. Isn't it funny how these people call and they're so completely calm, collected, and, well, not always, but they're like, we have no idea. Why would they?
But he probably doesn't know why.
You wouldn't mind that.
He probably sees it's normal.
You wouldn't mind that.
Yeah, but he didn't mention that vehicle was in front of his house. Hey, Tom, I got an update on Debbie's Kia.
Listen, I got to take a break or we're going to be in big, big trouble.
Oh, yeah, it's a good update.
From the
I'm sending this to you to put up on the feed, too. Or I'll put it up while you're gone.
I gotta go call.
Yeah, but no, it wouldn't get
But
that
the
way.
lady would say something about the big truck. It's got to be out of here.
He doesn't.
Why not say it? She's complaining about this, and I don't see a
Have you
problem
ever
with
watched
it.
any of those hoarder shows?
Oh God, yes.
Oh my God,
They don't even see it.
They don't see it. They don't.
They walk right by it, and they're.
And you ask them
And then
why
when they
you
got to
need
get
it.
rid of their stuff, they're arguing and crying.
Yeah,
and, oh my God.
I will say, on the cell towers and stuff, I believe if one of those was put up outside your house, wherever it might be, then in a month's time you wouldn't even see it.
Yeah.
It would just be
they make them look like
No, but when you go to sell it, everybody sees
Well,
it.
everybody's got his fucking cell phone, though. To me,
You know what?
so what?
Well, okay, but you won't buy a house with a cell phone tower next to it. I guarantee it.
Would you, Rolly?
Not if you had young
I don't know
kids.
why I
I'd
would.
be concerned.
I'm talking, Rolly, about when you see
I'd be
this,
more concerned
it's
about
literally
the
right outside. It's right outside where you're driving.
It's in your
right
backyard.
there.
Well, one of them have been within 100 feet of my
Then
house.
you're different because most people they would find that a detractor.
Not me.
Probably run an extension cord off it into his house.
They would find it a detractor.
I mean, there are more ways to skin a cat.
No, truly, there are people.
Free Wi-Fi. They have rollies.
Talking about hoarders, I was channel surfing, let you read there. You know what amazes me? How all these TV stations have all their commercials at the same fucking time.
Oh yeah, because you try to switch around. Yeah, that's right. They know what you're doing.
Yeah, but what, I don't know, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, you wouldn't believe all the cockroaches and mice in this lady's house. I'm like, oh my God. I mean, not only the health risk, I mean, the lady sleeps in bed and there's cockroaches crawling all over her. Boy.
All right, here comes a dump truck.
I mean, why didn't he mention that, though? I mean, she's complaining about a dump truck that's in front of my house.
I guarantee you he doesn't see a problem.
Okay, really?
The code enforcement lady's giving him shit. You should see. I don't have it in here.
What gave you the idea, Mark? Over the fence. Mark, what gave you the idea to do that? That's good.
Well, I just figured if it's been bad for a while, the Google picture's going to have.
But if he's gone as far as standing in front of a judge and the judge is like, comply or go to jail.
Move the dump truck!
This has been going on.
But there's 800
won't the city just throw it away, though?
No.
Oh, they won't. They don't want to pay for it.
Put all that stuff in the dump truck and let it go.
Oh, that's who they would when they
I
bring
can't
you
get
to
rid
jail
of
and
that
send you a bill for cleanup.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was my first car.
I know, that's where it's going.
But that's the thing. He sits there like they're going to throw me in
Jay
jail.
Brett's did a roof on this guy's house. It's one of the funniest complaints I ever got.
Right.
So he does the roof. The guy has no complaints about the roof. He does brand new gutters, all insurance work. No problems with any of that.
I had a similar
Jay
problem
had the audacity to throw away the old gutters
Well, I was here when that guy called.
that him and his dad put up on the house 40 years ago, but he didn't tell anybody he wanted to keep them. He just thought Jay's crew should know that gutters are always kept. I mean, it was insane. And he was dead serious, Rolly.
And what were you doing with those gutters?
Was he sentimentally attached to it?
Yes, but he was so serious is what made it so funny.
Oh, it was overboard.
Holy shit.
I was here that day.
If he was that attached, he would have told him. And he actually acknowledged, well, I didn't tell anybody, but whose right is it to theirs? I said, well, if they left all your old asphalt shingles in your front yard, if you want those too? I mean, what are you talking
I'm working on them now, trying to go through. Some of them just don't.
How is someone supposed to know what junk you want to keep in not, right? Yeah, that was a great complaint, though.
I mean, if I'm
Walgreens is the preferred network pharmacy with many of the nation's plans.
That's one of those,
Lower copays for you.
WTFs right there. I mean, really?
Start saving. Walgreens. Trusted.
This guy, though, Rolly, I went out to this house as Dave Anders. This fucking guy did anything he did do, which was very little. He didn't do correctly. And like Tom said, even if you give him credit and say he did it perfect, 6 to 10 grand out of 68,000. Then he disappears, says you've got other problems, you got to spend another 20. He says I don't have another 20. He disappears, won't answer the phone for 3 months till we get
That picture of him tells me everything I need to know right off the bat.
Oh, it's voicemail. I sent it to you. That's the voicemail.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
You know what? Real quick, I'm gonna have him edit that audio so we can play it.
Well, I can edit it too, but he can. WinkandWink.com, bankruptcy attorneys. If you deal with Dave Anders, you may need them. But all kidding aside, Mike and Gigi Wink are great people. 303-410-1720, 410-1720 if you need a fresh start. Chapter 13s and Chapter 7s, winkandwink.com. I want to get serious here. Dave Anders put the guy that ripped the woman off for 68 grand and is violating the Contractors Trust Act, put a message on his machine. You guys can call and hear it. You won't believe it. And we're going to get it edited and play it. It's 72. His number is 720-338-9018, 720-338-9018. And you won't believe the message. Now, I call it, except there's vulgarities in it. We're going to edit it down.
We'll have it next hour.
This guy is unbelievable. And Mark, it's almost like they are reading from a rule book. They're reading from a rule book when it comes to how to behave. They follow the same pattern. They're nuts. They come on the air and try to defend themselves and think they're really getting over on us. What they don't understand is really, all kidding aside, even people who do not like me personally will never stand for complete rip-offs of innocent victims. They just won't, no matter how much they hate me. Jeremy, what's going on with you, Jeremy?
Thanks for taking my call. I was calling in because I had hired a contractor earlier this past summer, and he did some work for me. And make a long story short, the work he didn't hold up, and some of the work he was supposed to do, he never.
Listen, we get this story at least 10 times a week. 10 times a week. So where did you find the guy?
So I found the guy on an ad on Craigslist. He was a roofing company out of Pueblo, and he also did work out in Colorado Springs.
Yeah. Craigslist, Home Advisor, and Angie's List are the 3 top producers that we find of ripoffs. Now, I'm not blaming them for it. I'm just saying that that's where we get most of our problems that call in. Most of them, they hardly ever call from the referral list, and we will take them, by the way. We'll take every call there is, and we'll mediate it, and we'll help everyone. But the bottom line is, Craigslist is bad to begin with. So, to make a long story short, when you said work did not hold up, what are you talking about? What kind of work?
So he did some tile work in a shower.
Is it coming apart? Hold on, we'll come back to you.
Coloradans 62 and
older, are you not feeling as financially secure as you'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away.
Oh, me, I was the host. Blood relatives was about crime. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I did a number of those. I've done a number of those shows.
That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity with most.
It's real dramatic.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Confident about living your golden years.
What channel was it? Usually either history or what is the other one with a lot of reality stuff?
Like Spike or one of those.
There's so many channels.
Forensic Files.
I've done blood relatives. I've done something called, what else was it? I don't know, cold cases or something. What was this about? I know it has to be about murder, because they're all
right. It's not a husband that murdered his wife or vice versa or something like that.
Dennison, Fox News.
I just got a real kick out of it. About 10, 11 o'clock at night. Half asleep.
All right, we'll have it at the beginning. You know, at least, let's look at it this way. At least it's a great confession for the cops, right?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Fictitious online personas to interfere with the
He's an ass. I'm an asshole. I like ripping old ladies off and taking their life savings because I'm an asshole.
Bank accounts and false identification documents.
He's finally had to come to Jesus with
What do you think
himself.
about Sean White? Man, what about him? Good for him. He won the gold.
Yeah.
Man, that was amazing.
He's badass,
Man,
man.
he was really emotional.
I don't like the woman. I don't like Lindsey Vaughn.
Who's
because of what she said about the
Fucking goddamn keep politics
Wait,
out.
how did she work politics into the?
She doesn't like
representing
Trump.
my country, not my president.
Oh,
Jesus. And it's just like,
she
why
really
did
say that?
she went out of her way to say
What she doesn't realize is she alienated half the advertisers that she could get endorsing
Sponsors have to do that.
Sure.
There's no reason.
You know, not one person who disliked Obama did that during his reign.
I totally
Wow.
agree.
Well, they'd be considered
You
racist.
forget the whole, he wasn't born here, he shouldn't be president.
No, but I'm talking about they didn't work it
Athletes
into
and
everywhere.
stuff,
It was
you know.
never worked in.
Right.
Never.
Well, the
it's
media
almost
sure did.
mandatory. It's almost mandatory
For athletes or
any kind of
entertainers,
entertainer to mention that and they also all of the traditional visits to the White House for winning stuff they won't. If you go, you're considered some kind of weirdo.
Why is that?
I don't know.
What is wrong there?
First of all, they don't answer the question. If I said, oh, well, he's oppressing women and minorities, then I say, how? There's
He just is, damn it.
agree.
There's no answer.
I mean,
I
you
was
listen
just
to the
telling
TV,
someone
they
that.
keep telling us that.
I was just telling
I
someone
want
that.
a specific.
They never
Tell me how
answer the
your rights
question.
are by. Tell me. I want to fight for you. I want to be on your side. I won't stand by for civil rights being violated. What are they?
Right.
Well, he's
The
called up.
million women marched. They were marching as if they're fucking in jail. What is wrong? Tell me. Not one of them had an issue.
Okay, to be fair to them, though,
Totally agree.
to be fair to them, that new presidential declaration where their vote only counts as half pissed them off.
I swear
up for her law. Two women have to go.
He didn't want them to kneel for the.
All right, it's ready to run when you're ready.
He wanted them to stand up, and he called them sons of bitches. So you call my mama a bitch, and it just kept going from there.
Oh, really? You think that's
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Really?
Yeah. It's a big part of it.
You know,
Because it's primarily black guys who are kneeling, so he's racist because he won't let them express themselves.
Yeah, they never answer anything.
Did you notice at the Super Bowl that one person now?
Oh yeah, I was watching for that one real.
I have Centeno Schultz.
You got another Become the
How do
Banker.
you spell that?
And Raleigh. I did too. I swear to God, I did too. I did too. I did, because I snuck another one in. I did too. I remember saying to you, and you even nodded your head when I started doing it. It was at the, I did.
Every Sunday morning at 6 or visit investingsense.com.
And so, hold on. What else though? That's still.
All right, I've got Centeno Schultz, Become the Banker, Raleigh House, Plum Line, and K&H.
I did Plum Line and K&H.
There's two in there.
Definitely did Plum Line.
Two K&H's.
Is there 2 plumb lines?
Okay, I did not do 2 plumb lines.
I don't see 2 plumb
I don't see 2 K&H's.
Maybe there's not 2 K&H's. Did you already do it?
Yes, I absolutely did.
No, I think you did. Now that
Yeah. Okay, so a plumb line, thanks.
But you did a plumb line.
No, but there's.
Oh,
two.
no, you did a 24/7.
No, I did a plumb line, but there's 2 of them.
Oh.
Your time is precious.
Yep, there sure is.
There's definitely.
You know what you should do when they put them on there? They should put plumb line, plumb line. They should put them together instead of separate on your list.
That's a good idea.
That way you see how many you got to do. Or a number next to it.
Jay Anders just called me the C word. The first
Oh
time
my
we-
God! No way!
So I'll read you guys this
What did
text.
he call?
He called. He said somebody called and threatened his kid's life. I said, why don't you give her the lady her money back? He's like,
Does he have any?
wow. Whoa. He is angry, and he has my Google cell. I'm going to end up changing that number.
Is it?
They got to use a Google cell.
Now, Tom Martino on 630 K-Now.
Crazy.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This hour brought to you by Become the Banker. We are consumer advocates. I've been fighting here on the radio for nearly 40 years, recovering millions of dollars in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. Today is car day. I have Rolly Purifoy from Purifoy Chevrolet, Mark Machowski from Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair, and Kevin Calkin from Sheridan Auto Tech. If you are looking for a good, safe, conservative investment, Become the Banker. There is no better if you're looking for safe, you're looking for secure, you're looking for long range. If you want to plan for college, it's a great way to pay. If you're younger right now, take out a policy for your kids. It can virtually pay for their entire college education with just 1 lump or 2 lump sums. Give them a call or read about it. And see the video, becomethebanker.info. It's basically overfunding life insurance, then borrowing from yourself for miscellaneous things like appliances, vacations, cars, paying yourself back on purpose with high interest. That's to shelter more money. It all grows tax-free until finally you want to take it out for retirement, and it's tax-free again. It's all paid off, the money you take out in retirement, by the death benefit. 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600, becomethebanker.org for seminars this week. Let's talk to Jeremy. Has a problem with a contractor. We also have other problems. Dave Anders is a crazy person. He is, in my opinion, not only is a lying thief, but he's crazy. He needs to be put out of business. If you have him in your home right now, you're crazy too. Now, we have a guy at work going on right now, Matt, and you're going to get ripped off. We do not have one, and I mean not one customer where he has completed the work and has a satisfied customer. Now, if Dave Anders wants to dispute that, all he has to do is text us or call us with one person he has dealt with that is satisfied. Just one.
Not related to him.
Just one.
Well, even related to him would be impressive.
$68,000 he takes from this one woman and does shoddy work, and the work he did do, if we gave him 100% credit, would be 10 grand. He took 68. According to the law, the Contractor Trust Act, you're only allowed to keep that money in trust for that job. You cannot use it for anything else. It's prohibited, and it can be punishable by prison.
She's going to get treble damages, and on top of that, he can't get rid of it in a bankruptcy because he's breaking the law.
It's not dischargeable by bankruptcy.
Did you hear his voicemail now?
Now, here's what I want to say. So many people have been calling him, although he claims the people calling him are in support of him. So
50% of them.
Here's his number, 720-338-9018. 720-338-9018. I want that line shut down. I want to call so much it shuts him down because he's a crook and we'd be doing a public service.
There's good news, though.
And once he opens another line, we're going to go after that one. And we're going to keep going after him and the district attorney.
He admitted on his new voicemail and that he is a
crook.
Hole.
The district attorney is opening up a case in Jeffco County and we are feeding information. Okay. Now, this is what you get if you call him. This is his voicemail.
No kidding.
Yes, this is ass, and I like ripping people off, especially old ladies. I like to take their life savings and spend it on myself because I'm an ass. So if you would like to get ripped off, I sure do recommend you call me, and I will rip you off anytime I get a chance. Good day, and give me a call.
So now this is what you call the death throes. This happens when we get someone like him. It happened with Kaylin Eccles. It happened with a lot of other people.
44th Auto.
Dozens and dozens of people. They go through the death throes. First, they deny, they deny, they deny. So then they try to get nice and they come on and try to explain, or they do it on phone. Then they get nasty. Then they get really nasty. Then they get literally what I call crazy. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to deal with it. So now he's doing this.
Clients, friends, employers, everybody turns out.
Oh, and they also do on the attack on me, the attack on Mark. So it's all this. I can show you the pattern. And here's one thing they all have in common. They're gone. Not one of them stays in business.
Usually it's about 6 months we start getting the pleading. If they're still in town, please take me off to Sleaze Brigade. If you just Google my name, the first thing that comes up is Sleaze Brigade.
So in 38 years, not one of these people have prevailed. Not one. When I set my sights on you, and I know you're a liar and a thief, you may as well just leave the state.
By the way, he's texting Suzanne some pretty nasty stuff, so people out there, do me a favor. Would you text him and just let him know how you feel about him ripping people off? 720-338-9018.
He called her the C word, right?
Yes.
Well, he did that over the phone. He did text me saying that I guess his kids' lives were threatened by somebody that called him, and he's pretty upset about that.
Maybe he was calling her a country girl and he got cut off.
No, he wasn't, Tom. I just said, give her her money back, and he started screaming at me.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's just terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Jeremy paid a contractor, and again, we hear this all the time, Jeremy. I don't want you to think we're rolling our eyes. We do hear it all the time, but we do, in some cases, we do help. We are able to help when a contractor does care and they don't want to go to jail or they don't want to go out of business. Suzanne?
So I spoke to David Lewis for Jeremy. He said he spoke to Jeremy this morning. He filed a claim with his insurance. He's waiting to hear back from the adjuster to set up an appointment to go out there and look at the damage.
Why? Did this guy cause you damage, Jeremy?
I think you got the wrong line, man.
Oh, I do. Hold on, you do. Make sure you know who that is on 4. Jeremy, I'm sorry. Did the guy cause you damage?
Yes.
What did he do?
So he was supposed to do some tile work and some drywall work and fix some doors.
Yeah.
So the doors that he supposedly fixed were never fixed. The tile work, all the grout was coming up, the tile was falling apart. One of his contractors actually put a hole through the tile pan that I bought for like $700. It's a pre-fit pan.
So Suzanne, hold on. Suzanne, I can understand the insurance if they did damage, but what about the work he never did or the work he did wrong? What did he mean he's contacting his insurance?
Well, you have a good point. I've been fired up over Dave Anders.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. No, we're going to handle it. We can give this to a deputy to work on, but I think he's trying to skirt the issue, Jeremy. I think he's trying to skirt the issue by saying my insurance is involved. Do you know what he means by that?
I've been trying to get a hold of him for 2 weeks. Eventually, after me calling so long, he actually blocked my number. So the only way I could get a hold of him is through text messages. So he's been telling me for almost 3 weeks he's going to come out here. He's going to come out here. All of a sudden, his truck broke down on the interstate out in Castle. The rear end
I think we got another crook, possible crook.
And he runs a company I heard called Duct Plus out of Denver or Arvada or something like that.
What's this guy's name, Jeremy?
David Lewis.
David Lewis. And his company that you dealt with is what?
It was called 719 Roofing, and it was also known as Grassroots Remodeling. I can't remember the full name.
And then what's the name of the company in the Denver area?
He's got a company that's called Duct Plus. And he said he works with a couple other guys that he sold the business to. He started it.
Okay, listen.
Whatever else, I don't know.
So I don't think you're going to get anything. I think we're going to follow it up and hand it to a deputy, but maybe we'll give it to Deputy Daff just to try to get a hold of him, and find out what he's going to do. Your problems, if you had to sum them up, some work has not been done, other work is shoddy, but where is the damage he's talking about where he called his insurance?
So he called his insurance because I told him the drywall work they put up wasn't done right, it wasn't installed right.
But that's not insurance.
Right, that's what I kept telling him. I said, it's not the insurance's problem, it's your guys that you hired's problem because they didn't do it correctly.
Okay.
And he was supposed to do some drywall work, sand it down, mud it, tape it to where it's all ready to go other than paint. And it never got to that point. I've been fixing stuff here. I just hired a guy.
Listen, you don't have to go through you don't have to go through the misery. I believe you. You need to, at the same time we're helping you, you need to file a small claim and at least get a judgment. If you get a judgment, people don't understand. If they get a judgment, it's one step closer to actually we can go on a job and steal his stuff. We can do a writ of execution, and you don't understand. You can do a lot of things. You can put liens on vehicles and stuff like that. So that's what I want you to do, okay? I want you to do that right off the bat. I want you to start small claims in your county, Pueblo County, if that's where it is, plus you can hand it off if you can to Deputy Daff. Now, Mark, what?
So, Suzanne is on with who we think is Anders right now, so he can't hear us talking. Line 4, it says it's Jackie. I think that's actually him.
I think it is. But we have, okay, so, Jackie, you got a comment?
Yeah, this is Jackie Bob James. I got a first name for each of my possible fathers. I just wanted to tell you how we used to Tom Martino back in West Virginia. If we found out a man took an old lady...
Okay, so I disconnected, and, you know, you are such an insane person. Dave Anders, honest to God, you need help. You really do. You need help. We knew it was you from the start. You just need help, and I just nixed him on the delay. But I'm telling you now, Dave, just leave town peacefully, or you're going to jail. We're going to sue you, and we're going to haunt you. This is not going to work. You're not going to win. Do you understand that? You just have to understand that. Look at my 40-year record. You're not going to win. You're just not.
Now, if you give her the money back, this can go away, dude.
He doesn't have the money, Mark. He's a crook.
I know.
That's what crooks do.
You should see where he lives, too. He's got crap in front of his driveway. He's got a basketball hoop that's literally missing the hoop.
See, right now, the stage he's going through, the death throes, I call it, he's doing everything in his power. He's just a moron. What he doesn't understand, it's not a game. It's his livelihood, and we will follow him. He's not going to rip anyone else off at all. Now, we need to call the people that he's currently working with right now. They better hope to God he finishes.
Yeah, I don't... who knows what he's going to do. You remember the one...
What are they saying about it?
He said he paid him half up front, and he has been showing up and working. I mean, that's what Matt's been saying.
Good.
But if he's over there today doing these calls out of his house, that would be interesting. Remember the one guy...
I mean, how do you feel about having a guy at your home like this?
We had one guy we put the PI on. I don't want to go back in time because he ended up coming through, but we had him follow. He stopped at a bar, he got drunk, and we had him picked up and hooked that night. So, Mr. Anders, we have more weapons than you'll ever know, sir.
Yeah, you don't do battle with us. We just want to help this lady. In fact, we didn't even want to make it personal. We just don't. We made it personal because of you. You're dangerous. Don, did you call Dave?
Yeah, he said you're bluffing.
Bluffing about what?
About following through to take this all the way to court.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I love when people think that.
Well, we're meeting with the DA next week.
And we're going to take him to civil court as well, so we got criminal and civil.
Well, it would be nice. If everything goes criminally well, then we get restitution.
That's right. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Century RV, it's car day. I may as well tell you about that because that's a beautiful place. 119 turnoff in Longmont. You know, you go up north on I-25. They have that frontage road right there. It's a beautiful facility. But then they expanded into Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, between Kipling and Sims. A 32,000 square foot showroom right next to Woodley's. So go see them. You'll love them. Monday through Saturday, 8 to 6. The largest selection of used RVs in the state. And also they have a bunch of new stuff too. Camper trailers starting for under 10 grand. 303-453-1111. 453-1111. And we have to tell you about Centeno Schultz and stem cell therapy because so many people are calling us after going, loving it. And about half of them did not get stem cell therapy because it's an honest clinic. It's not like these chiropractic offices with fake fluids. This is a real medical office, and if you're not a candidate for stem cell, what they will do is do other treatments, like, for example, PRP. And they are true doctors, MDs, registered nurses, and they use guided imagery for stem cell therapy. Please call them. They have 14,000 patients that they've treated over the years. The first clinic in the country to do stem cell therapy in a clinical setting. 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
There's a crash on the north end of town. And
That's him. The stem cell thing is not qualified for insurance, does it? It doesn't qualify for insurance. Right.
That's causing delays.
So how much time do I have? He's saying it, Mark.
You should hear the
Mark,
first.
you have to start.
You should hear the first one we actually did. When he first called up and left Dan a voicemail, it was unbelievable.
Really?
He sweat bullets.
He's too stupid to sweat bullets. He really doesn't.
No, they go through it. When he's drunk, he's okay, I'm sure. You know, as soon as he sobers out and the next morning comes, I think is when the anxiety must hit.
He's going to try to figure out how to put 58 grand back in the bank in the next 2 weeks. Yeah,
He doesn't have it. I agree with Tom. Money's gone.
Who's he working on now? So he's spending that money there, probably.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Well, this has been going on since October. Yep. He hasn't even met with her or texted her or replied letter since October.
That you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental.
What spots does he owe? Any?
I invite you to my office
You know,
for free.
problem contractor give him 10 grand.
You're going to get more calls.
Problem. I mean,
We have one job he lost because of this. The contract emailed said, hey, he's the one that got the picture to us.
If you feel safe at Barrett's Dental, it's the last place you need to visit.
I can see some outlying places where it's hard to find a contractor. Because when I lived out in Elizabeth, trying to,
This is in Elizabeth, yeah.
we had a hailstorm and trying to get a roofer out there.
Oh.
That was going crazy. Yeah.
I didn't even think if you're in an area like that, just get a steel roof.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Get a steel roof.
Oh, you're talking about thick plate of steel?
No, I mean,
steel roof. Oh.
How do I make it?
My neighbor's got a has a metal roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Plumb lines, sir. Plumb lines.
Combination check for both furnaces and air conditioning for $59.95. They'll do both systems, a multi-point check. It's a company that you can trust from top to bottom. They'll be on time. They'll do great work. And, again, they will check out your system completely and give you a report on anything that needs to be done. PlumlineServices.com. They also have, of course, savings of more than $2 grand on a new furnace AC combination. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086. PlumlineServices.com. Bill just talked to Dave Anders. Again, Mark, isn't this so indicative of...
It's almost textbook.
Yep. And
we got to come up with a name for this syndrome. Insane, crazy, I don't know, but there's a name out there.
Kook contractor. Okay, so Bill, what did he say?
Well, I spent a few minutes on the phone with him just before he called you back.
Okay.
I heard that part. And we talked about how he disrespected Suzanne. And many F-bombs and foul names were passed back and forth. And he's just a creep. And really what it came down to was Suzanne has a lack of empathy for how people were talking about his kids. And I don't see how anybody should have any.
Well, no, we would definitely never have anything to do with people who threaten him. We don't want him hurt at all. I just want him out of business. I mean, if you call, because he's ripping people off. And by the way, I didn't even know he had kids, and I find that hard to believe that people truly would threaten kids. I don't think they would. Not my audience.
And that's what he asked me first. Am I going to call in and attack his kids? And I'm like, no, I just wanted to pay the lady back.
These are all Dodge tactics.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen it all.
He is literal. He is in the death throes. He's going out of business. He doesn't know what to do. See, here's the point. We never make it so personal ever that we won't stop. We will stop. All you have to do is make it right. Simple.
Where we knew there was an issue, a big issue with this guy, was the first voicemail he left that we played on the air last week.
Honest to God, and
this week.
I mean this sincerely. I never start out thinking a business is automatically wrong. Never. Never. But if someone says, I don't want to talk to you, we'll handle it internally. I won't come on the radio and slam him. I'll say, Mark, he said he wants to handle it internally. And then we wait. I mean, the only time I slam someone is when they come out attacking us and denying and denying and denying. I mean, they can deny if it's true. I mean, I'll listen to them deny, but I'm talking about denying in a way that's unreal. And if they flat out lie and we verify they're lying, then it's war.
And you said a big part, verify. I went out there, Dan went out there, we had a contractor out there.
We don't take it lightly when we put someone out of business. Dave Anders deserves to be put out of business. Now this is a Dave calling in about the Contractors Trust Act. What's going on, Dave?
Yes, I was wondering if you do have a contractor that's trying to rip you off, how do you prove that the money was held in trust?
Okay, here's the easiest way the state does it. In the cases that have been handled, they simply ask for an accounting. They don't even go in. They just ask for an accounting. And then the guy will say, here's what I took in, and here's what I spent. And then they will verify if he spent it. And here's how easy it is. If he says he bought materials, the materials have to be on site, okay? And if he said he did the labor, they simply have an expert look to see if the labor was done. So that's how. And then the rest of the money, it has to be held in trust theoretically. It's not a trust account like an attorney has. It can be in his bank account, but it has to be there. So they will ask for verification of funds.
Anders is actually easy when it comes to this. You know why?
Why?
I don't think I brought this up on the air. You know where he cashed the majority of the checks, if not all of them?
7-Eleven?
The money store.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's at a check cashing place, giving them, of course, a percentage, but he better have that cash somewhere or a deposit for it. You loser.
Mitch has a question on a car deal. Go ahead, Mitch.
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's happening?
I bought a vehicle from Kynan's 2 weeks ago, and they haven't paid off my trade-in yet. Is there a timeline for that?
Rolly, what is the normal rule on that? I mean, there's not a rule, but what does it take?
Well, they're going to want to pay the trade-in off as soon as possible so they can get title for it, because somebody's going to be, the lien holder's going to be having that title.
It sounds like Tynan is having some back office issues.
We had a call on him just this week.
You know,
they couldn't get a title to a guy, and it'd been almost 60 days.
Well, Mitch, the only time this will hurt you is if it keeps you from qualifying for something else, or they try to get, additional interest from you. And, of course, I wouldn't pay it.
No.
And
our payment is our payment would have been due on the truck on Tuesday of next week.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they hurt your credit, you tell them. You call them. And you tell them you're going to sue them for slander of credit.
And I would honestly, I would do that, but I would also make that payment, man, if it comes due.
I would too.
Yeah, but man.
Well, you should be talking to you should be talking not to a salesman, but to a general manager
or the finance guy. But whoever, I got to tell you, you don't want to have to deal with 3 credit bureaus because they made a mistake.
Look, a call up. They're going to hear about this call. All right, and the other one they had. Tynan, I'm telling you that with the increase of calls we've had, it's amazing how this show works. I can tell you that there's been a change at Tynan's, and I don't know what it is.
There's no doubt about it.
I can tell you, not just from the 3 calls this week. I'm talking about the calls over the past few months. Something is going on at Tynan's, and maybe we should call and say what actually has changed. People think I'm psychic, and I'm not. I can tell we are a barometer. We are a barometer of the community. We are.
Well, if you keep hearing things, something's got to be up.
Vanessa, what's going on?
Well, I was dumb enough to make a contract with a guy named Richard Tafoya through Egress Express to add it on to my house.
It's called, his company is called Egress Express?
That's what his card said, yeah, and we paid him $10K up front.
Now, why would you, did you ever meet this guy before? Do you know him?
My cousin actually referred him to me because she works for the downtown at the Webb Building. She was having some work done on her house, and you know she just barely got her work done now.
What's Tafoya's first name?
Richard.
Okay, so you already paid him how much?
I paid him $10,000. I paid him half up front.
Okay, and
is it for an egress window?
No, it's actually for addition to my house.
How much work has he done?
He has not done one thing.
How long ago did you pay him?
I paid him, my contract says August 10, 2015.
Yeah, 2015.
Wow, it's a little late.
Wait a minute.
How do you go 2.5 years and call us, or 3.5?
Well,
you're too late. You're too late.
Well, I don't know. We were pregnant. He knew we were pregnant. He knew we were going through a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
with my stepson.
but come on, Vanessa, there's no excuse going this long.
I mean, is it even the same owners now?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Is Richard Tafoya still around?
Yeah, he just finished my cousin. He finally finished her project on her house.
He did?
After screwing her out of another $1,000 because he added a bunch of dirt and trash to the back of her.
Now, this is another guy. What county is this?
Denver.
This is another guy that should be in prison. It's 10 grand. It's the Contractors Trust Act again. Why are we not getting enforcement? You know, if I were you people listening to this show, I would call my representatives, and I'm talking about in law enforcement.
We got to give those numbers out.
Why are these not being enforced? Why are they not being enforced? Don't call emergency numbers, but call the DA. And okay, Vanessa, here's what I want you to do. Now, I think Mr. Hare is out of there right now. Mitch, what was his loser's name? The DA.
Mitch Morrissey or something?
Morrissey, yeah, a waste of wool when he wore a suit. Mitch Morrissey, the guy was the most useless human that ever lived when it comes to being a DA. And but now that he's not there, I want you to stay in touch with us. We're not giving you the brush off. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to very succinctly put together a letter of complaint and call them and say, I'm sending you this letter. A man took $10,000 from me in 2015 and did no work whatsoever. I believe he's in violation of the Contractors Trust Act, which is CRS 3822127. Suzanne can give you that off the air. And then you call and say, I'd like to know if you will assign an investigator to it. I want you to tell me what the Denver District Attorney Office tells you. And then I want you to call me back.
We should reach out to Beth McCann. She's the new district attorney.
Yeah, and I don't know her from anywhere.
I don't know her either.
Well, okay. But the only thing you have to do to beat Mitch Morrissey at that job is fog a mirror. So I think she can do it. I think she can do it. So this woman has to be better than him.
Making friends and taking names.
No, the man.
I know. Trust me. I bet you're living
useless. He's so useless. goodness, Viagra would not work on this man. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. A serious note is here. I want you to take note of this phone number if you have an addict in your life. That means in your circle of friends, in your family. Why? Because this is an informational line. Again, this is a unique way of marketing, okay? We want to help people who need help. We're not looking for people that aren't a good fit at the Raleigh House. In fact, we want you to get help no matter where you get it. Did you know the Salvation Army has a program for alcohol and drug abuse that's free? And the Raleigh House has a list of all kinds of rehab and treatment centers. Of course, they would love for you to consider the Raleigh House, but the purpose of this line is not to sell you. The purpose of this line is to answer the myriad of questions you have swirling around in your head from addiction. Like, how did it start? How do I know? What do I look for? Who do I talk to? How do I talk to them? What do I say? How much does it cost? Does insurance cover it? How long does it take? How many different programs are there? How does the Raleigh House differ? 720-893-5559. That's the information line. And if you're an addict and want to call directly, they'll welcome your call as well. 720-893-5559.
On the Vox Business Network, on Wall Street, the market is on track for...
Oh, that's did you get those two things done, Al's and...
No, I didn't get a vote.
Absolutely.
I'll send you that right now.
Okay.
That's what they do.
Oh, Al's is on my other drive. I'll do it as soon as I'm off. And then the other one I'm working on, so I'll get that done.
Doesn't look that hot.
Do you remember the one about the guy, his 401k money, the guy wouldn't come back, he was working for a plumbing company?
No.
Oh.
Hey, how about that towing guy? He was gonna get us arrested and all that. Remember that? That guy.
Oh, on the boot?
Yeah,
his 401k.
Right. Whatever happened with that?
He lost.
Oh, yeah.
He laid off because we were affected.
And so he got it, just text him, he got it back.
Oh, let's see that
on
update.
Debbie's Kia.
Tell them to call in. Tell them to call in right now for that update. That's a great update.
Let's remember that. Okay. Don't let me forget that.
Tell them to call in right now. We need to show people the results too we get, not just the problems we hear.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were there.
Who was what?
But as
This is from Kia.
Things changed.
I think we couldn't get it.
Didn't seem like the best
Short long block is discontinued. Only a short block from
Yeah, but
Kia.
you're still saying 6 to 12 weeks.
Switch me back, I'll try calling him.
Well, I think
Yeah,
you
get
should
them
up
right
there
on.
for 6 months.
How much was it, Dan? Do you remember?
He didn't know for sure, around 1,500.
Okay. Whatever it is, yeah. We can just say money. We don't need to talk how much.
But like with all short blocks, you have to buy a new oil pump and a oil pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Not all of them, you know.
Isn't that weird? They just quit making them on a vehicle that would still be under warranty under normal use.
I'm sorry, Mark, I didn't hear you say that again.
It's weird they don't make the engine for it anymore because under normal usage, 12 or 14,000 miles a year, it would still be under warranty.
Sure. Yeah. So the long block is discontinued. Only a short block is available.
I wonder how the warranty reads about that. You get a new engine, rebuild, they probably just have to put you back in the same condition.
It's the same condition, because I'm arguing with Subaru right now.
Do they got to do the full head job if they're just doing? Yeah, of course they do, right?
Because it won't
I don't think
Will they do the valves? Will they do everything?
You know, it says 3-year unlimited warranty on the short block, but you have to replace the oil pump and the oil pickup.
The contamination that'll come into the new block. I mean, you can't just slap the head back on it.
Did anyone see David Letterman's new show? I'm not the least bit interested.
What's it on YouTube or something?
Terrible.
Netflix, it does one a month.
Like, it lasted 10 minutes.
People say that about Seinfeld did Comedians in Cars, and I got to tell you, the first couple of years it wasn't doing that great. Then Netflix picked it up for over $12 million an episode.
Oh God!
No, I can't believe it. How can you make money on that?
In fact, it might be more. I'm going to look it up. I just read it the other day.
I just can't.
Seinfeld, Comedians.
I saw a couple of those shows.
Comedians.
I haven't seen the Letterman deal. What was he doing?
He just sits in a chair and talks. They just have a conversation.
Does he still got the big beard?
Oh, he looks
Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't understand that at all. That's not attractive.
Yeah.
Mark,
Yeah,
do
he
you
doesn't
really
look
want to
good
do
at
that follow-up on Friday's show in the last 20 minutes?
Yes, we should do a
I'd
follow-up.
rather do it.
We haven't done a
Okay.
follow-up.
What are we talking about?
It's that guy with the 401k.
We got his
You couldn't find
401k
info on it. And so, anyway, he's on 6.
You want to do it now?
Yes, because all we're doing is taking complaints today. Let's show how we actually get shit done, too. How much is it? Okay, here we go. Netflix paid incredible amount. Netflix special, blah, blah, blah. Where's the money?
Well, he's getting sued now for like copy infringement or something. That's another writer said he thought of it first.
Letterman or Seinfeld?
Seinfeld.
Okay, here we go. You ready for this? This is gonna fucking blow you away. The total tag so far is $100 million. He's got off these 20 minutes. Wow. 100 million.
Wow.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Let's go to the phones. It's car day today. Purefoot Chevrolet's with us. A1 transmission, budget A1 transmission, auto repair at Sheridan Auto Tech.
We have a follow-up. Oh, we don't have it yet. Let's keep going. Scott, I'm not sure I can help you with this, but I'll let you get it unload. What's happening?
Well, I heard you guys talking about Weld County and how...
Yeah?
You know,
I'm talking about the county and the inspectors and the planning and zoning and the bunch of crooks. I don't know anything about the justice system.
Okay. Well, just to start off, my son, he was got in trouble for sexting a year and a half ago.
How old is he?
He was 14 whenever that happened.
Really? What was he doing at 14?
Just naked pictures of a girl from school.
Like she sent to him?
Yeah, and then...
Did he redistribute it?
No.
So how did he get in trouble? It's not, if he's 14 and a girl sends a picture, it's not against the law.
Yeah, it is. It's child porn.
Down on this now in the schools.
Just wait a second before you talk on this. He did not redistribute it. He has no control over someone texting him a picture. It is not a crime. There is no intent.
If he didn't delete it from his phone.
So something happened. What?
It's possession of child pornography,
So
even though he is underage too.
But he kept it.
No, he didn't. The girl kept his.
Oh, so he also, okay, he distributed as well. Now I get it. Okay, that's what he was charged with. So now, that's terrible. Did she get charged?
No, they said that she's a victim and they can't turn a victim into a...
Wait a minute. But he doesn't have proof she sent him a photo, does she? I mean,
No.
You don't have proof. Yeah, that's the problem. So now everything is proceeding as it should, even though it, you know, from your point of view, it is unjust, but it is just according to the facts. So now what?
Well, he's in jail.
What? Wait a minute.
They ended up, yeah, they put him in jail for 18 days last year.
Well, when this first happened, did they put him in jail?
No.
Okay, then how did it turn into jail? There's more to the story.
The girl went to the courts, and they did the whole investigation and everything. They said the charges were pending. Whenever they ended up filing the charges, they put him in jail for 18 days.
So there was no bail?
No, no bail.
This just doesn't sound right. So she showed someone a photo of him, right?
Yes.
And then they arrested him, right?
Yes.
And during the arrest, they booked him, and then he had a hearing, right?
Yep.
And during the hearing, they said no bail.
Yep.
Why would they ever say no bail to a 14-year-old boy who never... Has he ever been in trouble before, ever?
No. No, this was his first offense, and he's a real bright kid. He excels in school and everything.
Wait a minute.
He's not a troublemaker.
I just don't understand it. The very first offense, in the very first hearing, they offer bail to almost anyone. I mean, the most hardened criminal. Did he specifically say no bail?
Yes.
To be held for how long?
He was in there for 18 days that time.
No, wait a minute. But is that because he was awaiting a trial?
They were we ended up having to build another room in our house for him to come home, because him and his brother shared a room. They're only a year and a half apart, and they didn't want him sharing a room with his brother anymore.
But they didn't put him in foster care? Was he in the actual county jail?
He was in Platte Valley Youth Corrections.
Okay. And then what happened after he came home?
Well, maybe they were holding him because they didn't have a place to put him in the house.
But that's weird. So then after he came home, then what happened?
Everything was going okay. He was doing
whatever.
Probation.
Probation. So he was already convicted, right? Or he pled guilty?
No, not yet. He was doing that therapy with his therapist.
Gotcha.
The therapist would come to the house.
And then what?
And then in October, they ended up pulling him from the school that he was in and putting him in day treatment school because he would give people hugs and stuff. They said, nope, that's against your probation.
God. What do you mean by hugs? Just normal hugs?
You know how kids are, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I haven't seen you. Give me a hug.
And who reported that? Who reported that? This kid's going to have a record the rest of his life. Do you know that?
For the therapist, they have to do polygraphs. And so he failed the polygraph saying that he didn't have sexual contact, but they consider that sexual contact. A hug.
No. But he didn't consider it, or he did, because he wouldn't have failed the polygraph. If they said, do you have sexual what's that?
No, he didn't consider it.
But if they asked him, did you have sexual contact, and he said no, he would have been telling the truth. He would not have failed unless he felt it was sexual contact.
Tom, he hasn't passed one polygraph, even though, like, they asked him, one of the questions was, have you used any electronic devices? And
but how can we help?
Hold on. And what about electronic devices?
Through probation, it's okay as long as it's in front of...
Well, to tell me the outcome.
Well, now he's in jail again.
No, because he used an electronic device?
Yes.
What did he use?
My wife's cell phone to contact a friend.
But he wasn't supposed to, right?
As long as it was in front of his mom or his dad, it was okay.
Then why didn't they ask him that under polygraph?
They did, and he passed that question that he didn't use it. But then they came to our house and said, oh, well, we found out you used a cell phone. We're revoking your probation.
So now he's in jail. Wait a minute. He's in jail again?
Yep.
How long? Youth detention. How long?
He got arrested the 23rd of January.
My God, they're treating him worse than most criminals.
With the information you have.
I mean, is he? They're treating him like a rapist. I mean, I don't know, how bad is this?
We had a...
I don't know if you're telling me the truth. So now what? Now what does he do? What was his sentence? He's on probation. I mean, he violated a probation. Has he been sentenced now?
No, they're not giving him another court date until March 2nd. So he has to stay in jail with no bond again until then.
Do you have an attorney?
No, I can't afford an attorney. We have the public defender.
What does your public defender tell you?
Public defender tells us that probation is seeking 1 to 2 years commitment in the county jail.
They want to send a 14-year-old... Mark, we have to be missing something. We have to be. Come on, Scott, I'm going to find out. Scott,
I'd be more than happy to show you all the paperwork and everything.
Everything you're telling me, is true. There is nothing you're leaving out. Not one offense, nothing.
No.
Do you find this shocking? What if this happened to your son? Think about that. And now, if everything like he said, exactly what he said, wouldn't you be shocked?
Well, you'd fight it if it's everything he said, but I really struggle with what he's saying.
Guys, what do you
think he's missing something.
I don't know.
It's like guilty before proven innocent.
Well, I mean, it's like, there's
a photo of him naked on some girl's phone, though.
What was this photo? Was it really a weird situation, or what?
It was a naked photo of him.
That's it.
It wasn't just one. It was multiple. They were exchanging back and forth. But the thing is the girl knew how to delete because she deleted all of hers, but kept his.
Did she ever acknowledge she sent any?
He deleted every one of hers?
Yeah.
Did they find anything else on his phone at all?
They found nothing. They came and took his phone from my house before they arrested him, brought the phone back the day they arrested him, said, here's his phone. There was nothing on his phone, but we're going to arrest him now. And then they came and did a search warrant
my God.
February of last year.
This could change his life forever.
It already has.
He's 14, huh?
He's registering as a sex offender.
Oh, my God.
We should ask, it's going to have to be Monday, but we should get Lazare on and talk about this.
We need him to review the case.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
We need to ask Joe Lazara as a favor to review this case and to contact you. Suzanne?
Plus, that'll give us a little more insight, I think.
We must ask Joe as a favor to review the case. We got to review this. I'll raise money for the guy if what he's telling me is true. I mean, there's something, if what he's telling me is true. Now, listen, guys. You never know. I mean, this would be, in my opinion, a miscarriage of justice if truly it was only photos initially and nothing else afterwards.
In middle school, a group of girls, had nothing to do with my kids, but one of them sent a picture of her top part, if you will, her boobs, to one kid in the middle school. He distributed it to some other boys.
Oh, my God!
But remember, she initially did it.
I understand, but once you get it and don't delete it, you're in trouble.
Let me tell you, in trouble. The initial kid was expelled, cops, charges, everything this guy's talking about. The part that I found weird, though, and now I understand after he said it, is the girl that really started in a lot of ways got in no trouble because she was, quote, the victim. But she's the one that took the selfie and sent it.
It's
bizarre.
Dangerous, people. It is dangerous. Lewis, let's help you. Lewis, quickly, I got to take a break. But what about your Chevy Duramax fuel gauge?
When I fill the truck up, it reads full, and then it keeps dropping down to empty. Then it'll go back to full.
Over what period of time? Over what period of time does it go down to empty?
Probably the first 100 miles after you fill it full.
And then it goes back up again? Does it go...
Yeah, it's one of the common problems.
Hold on. Does it go up and down, like, more than once?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 times. For the first 100 miles after you fill it, it'll keep going up and down.
And then it's perfect? And then it's perfect?
Yes.
You may have a vent hole somewhere plugged or clogged, or your drain tube, because I believe, Rolly, don't they measure pressure, or do they actually have sensors? Do they have sensors?
They got a float on them.
Okay, so they literally have a float. How could a float go all the way down and come back up?
Well, it really can't.
It can't.
All right, hold on a second. We'll brainstorm this.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Still big delays on the north end of town due
that literally measure pressure. Sure. And they pump air, and the difference in pressure, it tells them how much food is in it.
Oh, wow.
So, maybe on a diesel, unless you have shit
On a diesel, aircraft stuff?
Yeah, no, blow it in. No, aircraft
She was the victim, and she was the one who took it and sent it. Why is this
guy
guy
never heard about what he was talking about?
It goes up against fluids.
We're on there.
Our diesel a lot. And so they blow pressure, of course, and then it measures that volume of air, and that tells it that the rest of it's fuel.
Are you referring to diesel? Jay gets it and sends it to
about
4 others.
Is this a diesel?
Yeah, those boys that he sent it to, I think all of them, one of them redistributed.
I never heard of
But
that.
it was like the entire class. There was no one else to redistribute it to. The boy that distributed it, he's in an alternative school now, and I don't know what happened.
There's a hole somewhere.
4 years ago.
The
girl got no trouble whatsoever because she was
there's no due process, but this sounds more serious than a rape girl.
Be the victim.
Oh,
is not the
there
victim.
you go.
I
She
don't
showed
know.
it to other people.
I don't know.
Like you say, he's
No
marked
due
for life.
process.
You know, that is weird. Now I see what you're saying. That is fucking weird. Why?
Because I think...
He just brought something up. That story I told is absolutely exactly what happened. She took a picture of her tits.
I didn't say it wasn't.
No. And sent it to a boy that distributed it. He got exposed. She was a victim. How come this kid sent his naked pictures of his junk to this girl? How come he's not the victim?
She didn't distribute it.
Oh, well, she showed it to you.
No, forget about distribution. How come it's different than what happened in middle school? Why isn't he the victim? But yet the girl that did it and sent it was the victim.
Good one, Dan.
Isn't that bizarre?
It is.
There's something really missing out of this one, though. There's something missing.
I hope there is, Mark. I hope there is.
Well,
There's gotta be.
let me tell you, they go...
I told you that kid was like, he didn't even ask for it. She sent it, but because he distributed it, they made it.
I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, Pure Point Chevrolet
is in the house. You got any screaming deals, Rolly, or not, bro? Come on,
I'm
Rolly.
surprised somebody didn't call in.
Anyway, what do you got up there that you would let go really cheap? Like Corvettes? You have any leftovers?
We've got some leftover Corvettes, but we've got 4 Camaros that are I don't understand it.
Loaded?
Yes.
What year?
Nice equipment.
What year?
17s.
Leftover 17.
Yep.
You'll let them go for what?
Back of invoice.
I mean, are they the fast ones or what?
There's actually one that's a 4-cylinder turbo that's amazing to drive.
4-cylinder turbo.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it if you know it.
303.
You'd swear to God, you had a little V8.
They're at 303-659-8311. Lewis, your gauge, guys. How does a float go all the way down and back
well,
up?
I mean,
or is it a wiring problem?
It could be a wiring problem. It could be a connector problem. It could be the computer, what it's seeing from the float. There's a lot of things.
Well, like Mark said, real common, those dashes. But, you know, Tom, I got an update on Debbie's engine in her Kia.
Okay, hold on one second. So what do we say for Lewis? He just has to literally have it checked.
It needs to be checked, yeah.
They can plug
I mean, we hate to say that, Lewis. I mean, it's so simple, but I mean...
Is it the gauge doing the same thing on both tanks?
It's not something common enough. Is it doing it the same on both? He has two
Does he have 2 tanks?
Probably one.
Do you have 2 tanks or one?
Tank.
Okay, so... Yeah. Lewis, just drop by one of these guys. I mean, look on referralist.com, great people. Or up in Purefoy Chevrolet, of course.
No, we could tell you.
Okay, now, what about her engine? She said the dealership told her it was going to take months.
It's been months. It's going to take a few more months.
They stopped making that engine.
Yep. So, Debbie, Scott, our general manager, sent me some information on this. A short block, the long block, which basically is a complete engine with heads, is not available. However, a short block is available. Now, it's going to take about
what is a short
6 to 12 weeks. The difference between a short block and a long block is a short block does not have any cylinder heads on it, where a long block does.
So
however,
they have to rebuild the cylinder heads.
Correct. That would definitely be advisable. For the 3-year warranty to apply to this short block, you would have to purchase, or the dealer would have to purchase, an oil pump and an oil pickup tube.
Well, the warranty's not the warranty, because it's done under warranty, Mark. The warranty is still going to be the 100,000 miles.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay, right.
It's not going to be 3 and 3 anyway. So that's good information.
So there you go. So 6 to 12 weeks.
It does take a while. I mean,
they're
not
but it's been way more than 6
You know, that's what Kevin and I were talking about. I thought it's been up there for 6 months. Is it 3, Kevin?
I was told there was a recall on that engine, something to do with machine shavings in the crankshaft or something, not cleaning them out on the 4 cylinders, and that's what the problem is.
I don't know. Dave, what is your question, Dave?
Yeah, I work one job at one location, but I go in once a week on my day off for overtime, and I wanted to know if that particular day's driving was deductible.
Yes. No, it's a normal commute.
I disagree.
Are you a W-2 employee?
Yes.
And you're going to and then from work?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I will bet lunch on this one.
No, as soon as he said W-2, I'm thinking he's a contractor or something along those lines.
Doggone it. All right. No, that's
still owe me 7.
It's not deductible.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. We have time for calls, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If not, do you have a screaming deal for us, Kevin? And by the way, if you call in right now, I'll take you, 303-713-TALK. And then don't forget Dave Anders, that lying, cheating, scumbag ripoff.
What's his number again?
720. Don't use him. He's a liar and a cheater and, in my opinion, a criminal. 720-338-9018. Tell everyone you know to watch out for Dave Anders, Anders Construction, 720-338-9018. Kevin, screaming deal?
We're doing free alignment checks.
Okay.
All stores, anytime, no appointment, no nothing.
You know, a lot of people say, come on, all that is just looking for trouble, but does it take time and energy to actually do it?
Oh, yeah, you got to hook the heads to all 4 wheels, you got to do
So it's real. It's a real deal. You don't just walk around and say...
and he'll give you a printout. I mean, you can't mess with the printout. It is what it is.
So you get a full
$80,000 machine. I mean, it's,
Then while it's up... Okay, what are you doing, by the way?
Well, what we always do, we love this program, Tom. Find it, fix it, $89 or it's free. We love it. We've helped a lot of customers.
Plus parts.
Scott has done amazing. Our guys have done an amazing job helping a lot of people out with this.
I love that one. And Rolly, just look at those 4 Camaros for screaming.
Yeah, look at our website.
And
there's 4 of them. There's good colors.
I like what you said about a 4-cylinder.
4-cylinder turbo. This thing's
Come
cool.
on.
It really is.
It fast off the line?
It is. It's amazing.
How many? Do you know? How many
thought the same thing. I got to have a V8 and all this, but
I
drove this little car and I said this is crazy cool, but and great fuel mileage and everything. But I've really enjoyed Throwback Friday here. This is like 20 years ago, man.
What? What do
Like,
you mean?
You're just getting nuts.
Well, you know what? When you deal with some of these people, there's no way to sugarcoat Dave Anders. No way. Now, we have a lot of other bad guys that we haven't updated yet.
No, but you got to admit, certain ones stick out, and they stick out forever.
You know, I still think that other woman got screwed on that one deal, the I-25 construction or whatever the hell the name of that place was. That woman, she was kind of ignorant. Remember, he was renting her place out. This is a contractor.
You couldn't believe this. He's renting it out to the homeless while she's out of town.
Yeah, he's collecting rent from the homeless she's out of town and he's working there. Not only does he rent it out to the homeless, they have to work for him in exchange for rent.
You got to get it done.
So he goes out and hires.
Are you saying there's something wrong with that?
And then he sues her. I would like to know how, that poor woman, she did not know what she was doing. I think she was a kind of special needs, and I mean that sincerely.
Yeah.
And unfortunately...
and people should stay tuned on this kid with the pictures. There's a hole in this thing. It's
now,
huge
we are
somewhere.
going to look into that.
We're going to have a meeting with the DA next week, too, so we're going to be updating everybody on Anders all week long.
Anders is just bad news. Remember that. 720-338-9018 is his number. Remember, folks, I say this and I mean it, save all your problems for me. Never worry about breakdowns with Pro Auto Care. You'll have
I know. I know. I'm going to put a sign on my car.
I felt the same thing, Tom. I swear to God, I felt the same thing. I mean, that guy is a weirdo. That guy is a weirdo.
Usually those ones like that, though, honestly, they're all talk.
Yeah, we hope.
You get in front of them, they're pussies.
We hope, because a guy with a gun is dangerous.
He's a little bit. Oh, fuck yeah.
Usually. But I don't know. That little straw hat that he had.